Hey, what's up, ecosystem? Do you ever wonder, do I need a dispatcher? It's Tuesday Nights Live on Auto Transport Intel. I'm Jay, your host. Welcome back to the show. Hey, what's up? How you guys doing? And welcome back to Auto Transport Intel, my fellow Americans. You guys watching? Hey, you know, if you're here with me now, then you must not be watching. There's something else really important on TV right now. So, you know, I'm up against. I got a lot of competition right now. So, anyways, I want to welcome you back to Auto Transport Intel. Thanks for joining me tonight here on Tuesday nights. It's 8 o'clock, and so I'm live. It's Tuesday nights live on Auto Transport Intel. And listen, if it's your first time here, I welcome you to the show. You know, I'm here every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. We're going to talk about all things car hauling for a couple hours. And tonight we're focused on talking about dispatching. Do I need a dispatcher? We also talk about improving your auto transport business, or if you're a broker, or if you're a car shipping customer looking for a good broker. Understanding auto transport leads, 20 steps to start car hauling, and cents per mile. So anyways, we talk about all things car hauling. Oh, dealerships, auto auctions, insurance. So anything in the automotive transport industry, if it's in any way related, that's what we want to talk about here. So I want to welcome you to the show, and you guys know that if you've been here before, I start the car hauler, and I welcome you all into the show, and then we're going to go into saying hello to the live chat. It's a big part. It means a lot to me, you guys, coming in and saying hello in the live chat. If you want to just watch from a distance, that's cool, but participation is key. Otherwise, it's just me talking, and I'll do that. You know, if you watch the show, you know, I'll just keep on talking. But I really do appreciate you guys tuning in, and so I want to say hello to you guys. After we get that done, and we're in no hurry tonight, I hate to say it, I lost my my first interview, fell through at the last minute. It happens. We're going to carry on anyways, and it just so happens I can talk ad nauseum about dispatching, so not a problem. Then we're going to go into the industry news, and, you know, it's memes and stuff I get off of Facebook, information, jokes, you know, it's all mixed together. So that's going to be industry news. We're going to do that. So then at the 1 hour mark or thereabouts, maybe we'll start it early, we're going to do the dispatcher discussion panel. So we're going to have a conversation. We're going to continue the debate. Do I need a dispatcher? Do you need a dispatcher? I mean, there must be a reason there are dispatchers, but we're going to talk about, you know, when do you need a dispatcher? When can you do it yourself? And the principles within that. So we're going to go into that. And then after that, we got something, okay, the shutdown is big. The government shutdown is big right now. That's what's being talked about right now. I can see right over there in between the two flags, the leader of the free world talking about the government shutdown. But you know what? We're facing a trucking shutdown. So, you know, so what's going to happen? Is something going to happen? We're going to talk about that. I got Gary is going to lead a conversation about the government shutdown. So we're going to do that. But before we get into all that fun, let's go back into saying hello to the live chat. By the way, if you'll see that I'm in an enclosed hauler right now. That's the graphic I chose. I think that this is Paul. Is this one of your pictures from Max enclosed hauler? You know, but as I say that, I don't think so. I think it's a 3 or 4 car because we've got, yeah, you can see right there below my image, right down there is a deck inside of the enclosed hauler. So I'm kind of boxed in. So as a dispatcher, I always feel boxed in. So let's go into the live chat. Hey Jay, Marcus, exclusive luxury transport, Las Vegas. What's up? Does CTS consult enclosed auto haulers? Yes, we do. And I'll tell you what I'd want to do is when we schedule that, make sure that I want to see if we can get access to an enclosed hauler to actually join us in the conversation. That's a little off of what we normally do. Normally we're talking about open, but yeah, the fact is that CTS was started to help car haulers talk to people about, you know, what to expect, what to do strategy wise. Have you noticed that there's a lot of car haulers getting information at truck stops from a guy that waves a lot of $100 bills? That's not a good way to get good information. You don't want to start a strategy with a guy that is just talking about how much money he makes for hauling like a little bit of scrap metal to the other side of the country. You know, even if that's true, maybe this once, maybe twice, but it's not going to be, that's not a business model. So don't do that. Car transport services, transport business coaching, we're here to help advise you. And by the way, listen, we don't paint a rosy picture. If it's not looking good, if you've never even been outside, you may not want to get into transport, and we're going to be real with you. So yes, let's go ahead and set up an appointment, Marcus. And you know, that's the thing too. Listen, if we're not helping you, it was a free conversation. We all have free conversations all the time. And at CTS, Ty and I know that that's just going to happen sometimes. But no, I would like to talk to you, and I think we can help. So, Ty, if you're in here, feel free to chat with Marcus. And then, Marcus, you know you can email me, autotransportintel@gmail.com. What do we have next? Oh, Market Trucking Answer says you can't spell Tuesday without J. That is really nice. Thank you for tuning in to Tuesday Night Live. So, I appreciate that, Mark. Oh, Peterbilt 379 is back with us. Welcome back to the show, Peterbilt. Brian says hello from Pennsylvania. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, Brian. And Bad Apple says, what's up, everybody? Yeah, welcome back to the show, Bad Apples. I appreciate you tuning in. Seems like long-nosed Peterbilt dominating the car hauling world because even the large car hauling company rung long-nosed Peterbilt. Interesting observation. Could be true. Hauling exotic cars is where the money is at. That is also true, but we can't all make a business model out of hauling exotic cars. But it is all about finding your niche. And that is another thing that we do at... wow, what about that conversation we had today, Ty, with Candy at Jacksport? What a niche when you're working the ports. That's a huge niche. There's a lot to know. It has its own pitfalls. And so in any niche, yeah, I mean, even in exotic cars, that's a great niche, but high risk. I mean, you've got to consider that. You really have to be comfortable with what you're doing if you're going to get into exotic cars. Hey, can you find me a load here in Florida? Well, Jesus, I don't know. Can I? I mean, maybe. Can I find you a load here in Florida? I'll tell you what, since we're talking about dispatching, that is on the table, Jesus. Do me a favor. Tell me more information. Let's get a city in Florida, and where are you looking to go? How many cars are you looking for? Yeah, we'll search some cars. We haven't done that in a while, but that is dispatch related. So, do NASCAR haulers count as car haulers? Technically, yes. And that is what I'd call a super niche. I mean, that is high-end race car enclosed. I mean, I've got to say, I don't know any NASCAR haulers personally, but I would assume that is a totally dedicated service where they don't do anything else. And so, But yeah, I mean, they're hauling cars. Count as car haulers. I'm going to say yes. Miguel Valle, what's up, Jay? Hey, what's up, Miguel? Thanks for tuning into the show again. I appreciate it. We got a couple of retracted messages. That's no problem. We all have, hey, you have the right to retract. This is America. Listening headed north on 95. All right, Matthew, welcome back to the show. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. And safe travels tonight. And how's the weather? You don't have to text while you're doing that, but I'm always curious how the weather's going, especially this time of year. It seems like it's a little bit mild right now in the Midwest, but I think out in Colorado, and I think Donner's Pass had like a shutdown, another shutdown. Shutdowns all over it's a January shutdown, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, Truckify. Oh, hey, what's up, Jay? Check out Truckify.com, the new awesome free car hauling genius app. All right, I'll have to check that out. Truckify.com. Okay, check that out. Cool. And thank you for that, Truckify. Appreciate that. Actually, I also talked to... I saw a Facebook message about Core Dispatch. So I gave Core Dispatch a call today and to find out more information. So if you've got a service, if you're a trucking company, a broker, if you've got a technology, yeah, I want to know about it. So let me know. All right, cool. And anybody out there, if you guys check it out, let's get some feedback. That'd be cool. Silverman says, here looking for intelligence. All right. Auto Transport Intelligence. I appreciate that, Silverman. And you know what? We got to have you on the show because you're here week after week providing good information. And the next step is to actually be on the show and help share some of your information. So I'd love to have you on here whenever you're ready. It doesn't matter what. When you're ready, that doesn't matter. Autotransportintel@gmail.com. You know my email address. Send me an email. And hey, Sue says, hello. I think that's hello. Okay. All right. Why, Sean? Gibson Auto Transport here. Hello, all. Thanks for putting on another one for us, Jay. Well, thank you, Why, Sean. It means a lot to have you guys tune in week after week. And I know there's a lot of craziness going on. And I know that, it's not the most exciting show week after week. And I know that you can't tune in every week. And I know there's important things going on. There's other important events going on in your lives, and I get that too. So if you can tune in, if you can watch on demand, and I want your participation. I'll tell you what's really happening as an effect of this show is I'm talking to more and more interesting people, setting up more interviews of people to come on the show that want to help the industry. And it's cyclical and it's happening. So, I appreciate it. Cyclical. At least you didn't say synergistic. Sue says, hey, what's up? Sue's going to be on the show tonight, guys. That's Sue with Murphy Auto Transport. Really good to have you tuning in. I look forward to our panel discussion about dispatching. Yes, you need a dispatcher, in my opinion. Well, yeah, that's right. That's the thing is, it seems like a no-brainer, and yet sometimes it's, you're told you must be out of your mind, but here's the thing. Do you need a dispatcher day one? I don't know. Do you? I don't know. We're going to talk about that. That's part of the debate. It is a debate. Serge says, just pepper sprayed my window and watched the guy wipe his eyes, then call an ambulance. What? Video uploading tomorrow has told you to carry it with you when car hauling. Wow. Wow, that sounds crazy. Okay, what a teaser. Man, I'll tell you, knocking it out of the park, that's a good teaser. I'm curious. I want to see the video. I want to know what happened. And you're right. You got to be careful out there. Anything can happen. So, yeah, man, be prepared. Let's see. Peterbilt's dad is hauling a lot of Tesla electric cars lately. I'll tell you what, I was watching or reading a article that so many Teslas were hauled last year. It's kind of crazy. It sounds like so many Teslas got moved last year and distributed that it was too many for some people. And some of the people that had a Tesla because they wanted to be the only one with a Tesla are now not the only one with a Tesla, and they're not excited about it. So that is really interesting. Isn't that kind of fascinating? NASCAR are employee drivers. Well, that makes sense because they're not going to take anybody else's car, but technically they are still car haulers. No, or yes. I would assume yes, but you know, they're not for hire. They work for a company, just like any other employee that does a job like other employees, but they're not an independent contractor. They are doing a specific function for that organization. Ty says, what's up? And I called you, Ty. I was just going to let you know that, you know, if we wanted to have Wyshawn on tonight, we could have moved him up to tonight, but we can still do next Tuesday night. And at this point, let's go ahead and do that. We'll just stay on for next Tuesday night. So I was just trying to adapt to the schedule changes as they come. Let's see. My dad used to drive a Freightliner Columbia car hauler with a cat. That's pretty cool. Serge, can't wait to see you at Creep's Tea House on the 22nd. It'll be epic. Big, I promise. Give me 30 likes, and I'll throw $1,000. Car hauling is the best opportunity. Wow, that is quite an offer. Another amazing teaser there. Wow, Serge. Yeah, man, I'm excited too. We're gonna have a good time on the 22nd. I'll go ahead and put that up now. We got a graphic here. Oh, where'd that graphic go? Oh yeah, here it is. Check it out. So this is the flyer. Let's see, do we have that here? Where'd it go, Jay? Here we go. This is the flyer for we're going to be at Creep's Tea House in Massachusetts. That's West Springfield, Massachusetts. And let's see here. Let's do this so we can see. There's your address. Okay. It's January 22nd. That's Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. And in case you want the... No, that's not the one. In case you want the... there's the Russian version for all the comrades out there. It is a get-together. It is a meeting of the minds. It is... we're going to get together. We're going to have tea, and we're going to talk about car hauling. And, you know, I mean, why not? Right? Why not have events and start talking about car hauling in a public way? That's actually what I started doing with the show on a Tuesday night over a year ago. And in fact, when I talk to folks about the show, sometimes I say, I know, I get it. It seems strange, right? Why would anybody go live every week and talk about car hauling? Well, as a matter of fact, it's a gigantic industry. I don't think anybody else is really doing it. And there's actually a lot to talk about. And when you consider the fragmentation of the industry, for example, Ty and I talked to a company today that I don't think had really any interest in talking with the carrier side of car hauling. Now, I could be wrong, but I know that is a likelihood because it's totally fragmented. As a dispatcher, you think the brokers are against you. As a dealer, you think that, you know, the carriers are not exactly on point with what you're trying to do. Now, that's not always the case, but you know, I think you've experienced it out there. I've experienced it on the phone, and so we're going to be talking about it. And it's not just roles versus roles. It's culture versus culture. And there's so much. In fact, I mean, already on Facebook, Serge, haven't you already read some of the negativity in some of the Facebook posts about us just getting together and talking about car hauling? It's kind of amazing, really. I don't know what I'm not sure what's to be, you know, worried about, but I'm not worried about it. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you, drinking some tea, talking about car hauling. I don't think it's going to be the end all be all. You know, no need to go crazy, but yeah, let's do it. Let's have some tea. And besides, it sounds like an interesting tea house. So, and Art, the owner, we've talked to him. Sounds like a real nice guy. He's going to be hospitable, and he wants to help us put on a good live stream. So let's do it. Let's get together. What's the difference between that and a trade show? I don't really know. It's the same thing to me. Let's see here. Oh, Jeff at Faith and Freedom says, hey, what's up? Hope all is awesome. Yeah, man, I hope all is awesome with you too, Jeff. Thanks for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. We're here to talk about car hauling. What's more important than this and the weather and headed home to a storm? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. But it's business. This is a business channel. It's an entertainment and business channel. That's what this is. Right now, in fact, right now, you're experiencing entertainment, information, and business. Hopefully. I hope that's what's happening. Hey, Jay, it's Eric. I'm in Chicago. I want to start out next month, but I've heard I can't get loads even with a load board if my authority is under 90 days old. Is that true? Actually, that's not entirely true, Eric. So the good news, Eric, it's not entirely true. All right, but there is some truth to it. In fact, there's a lot of truth to when you start out, you're gonna face opposition when you try to book loads on load boards. Not full opposition, but you'll be questioned, you know. And the thing is that, keep this in mind. Some of the questions you get are posed to you to make sure to protect the shipper and the broker, and some of them are to negotiate a lower rate from you. In fact, that applies all the time. Some questions are double loaded, right? To protect the shipper and to get you to agree to a lower rate. So keep that in mind and send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. I think you could benefit a lot from CTS Transport Business Coaching. Yes, we charge $100 for two of us on the phone for an hour. No, I don't think it's a terrible deal. And yes, actually, when you consider everything else at stake in the strategy of your business, I think it's a no-brainer, actually. But you know what? No problem. Either way, it's not for everybody, and it's no problem. So, but we're here to help you. Hey, Jay and Ty, it's Eric Kennedy. Cool, man. Welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope everything's going well with you. Ty mentioned your name, and so that's cool that you could join us tonight. I appreciate it. Why, Sean? Yes, sir. Maybe next Tuesday. Grant, Expedition Haulers. Hey, what's up, Grant Expeditious Haulers in the house? Yeah, man. Thanks for tuning in. We had you on the show a while back, so I appreciate it. And how's it going on Instagram? You know what? I forget to check Instagram sometimes. My number one social media platform is YouTube. Number 2 would be Facebook. And then number 3 would be Instagram. I rarely check Twitter, but I do, occasionally. Actually, above Instagram would be LinkedIn. So YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. And there would be my top 5 social media. And I didn't plan on giving that list, but there it is. Because we're live, you know? Like, we're actually here. Okay. Investor flyers. Oh, investors flying into the conference, owner-operators, drivers, company owners, and the kickers like Jay will be there. Hey, well, that's pretty cool, man. Now that sounds like a trade show. It sounds like a big event. So, I hope I'm good. All right, did you know that Weston Distribution Corp has an enclosed car hauling division? I didn't know that either, man. You know what? That's pretty interesting. I would like to learn more. Feel free to share a link. That sounds pretty cool. Serge, did you spray yourself? That's what Silverman says. Grant, hey, what's up, Jay? Happy 2019. Yeah, man, happy 2019. Can you believe it? It's already 2019. We're already bogged. We're already shut down in 2019. Dang it. We're in the second week of January, and we're already in a shutdown. Jay and Ty, what if you have authority since 2015, but you've been active for the last 3 years? Will I still be considered a new company? Man, you know what? That's a bummer. Bad news is I think so, to many. And if you've been inactive, when you reactivate, I would say this. Number one, Ty, since Ty is a driver and owner, he's going to have better information than I do. And also, when it comes to, are you booking loads on Central Dispatch? What's your Central Dispatch profile going to say? Those are some of the things we'd have to take in consideration. But I'd be interested in having a conversation about that. You should send me an email, and we'll get you set up with an appointment, because that sounds really interesting. And again, listen, if you don't need coaching and you just want to have a phone call, we actually do that too. We're actually pretty nice people, and that's why I do a show every week. I'm putting myself out there. Sometimes I'm reminded of the fact that, dude, I'm putting myself out there. Like making these videos, people are seeing videos from a year ago, and that's their first impression of me. And then they see the live show, and that's their second impression of me. And I'm doing the show, and I'm going live. And you know why I'm doing it? Because I want to help the car hauling industry. Yeah, no, I actually do. As a dispatcher, talking to car haulers day in and day out, you know, it's not easy being a car hauler. I don't think everybody really appreciates it as much as the car hauler does in the truck. Dealing with the risk and the traffic, the expenses, etc. And so I'm here to help the car hauling industry in any way I can. That's why I do the show. So that's awesome, man. Hey, let's see here. Mark says, I see my car and that trailer will be delivered soon. That's right. I shall be delivered soon. Ooh, man. Heavy stuff. Hey, Clarksville. Dave at Clarksville says, hello. Hey, what's up, Dave? Welcome to the show, man. Yeah, we're going to have you on the panel. That panel starts in about 30 minutes. I'm actually running late with what I'm doing now, and that's good. That's a good thing. Who here knows they will come to the conference? Yeah, that's actually, I don't have a head count, and I don't know, you know, who's going to be there. And listen, Serge, I say this, man. If people can't make it in person, we're going to be live. It'll be another Tuesday night. Tuesday night's live. But I'll be in Massachusetts with you. So if you can't make it, no big deal. Tune in. It's going to be interesting. And I'll tell you what, that's the thing too. If we fill the restaurant with people, are we going to go for a wide shot of everybody? I mean, will it be noisy? I actually don't know. I don't know the technical. I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea. It'll be interesting. It'll be cool. It's actually going to be really cool. Bad Apple, LOL, last 2 years. Okay. DP Dispatch Services says hello. Hey, what's up, Davison? From DP Dispatch Services, man. Welcome back to the show. Sandman2324 checking in here from Massachusetts. Hope to get into this within the next year. All right, cool, Sandman. Well, listen, January 22nd, we're going to be in West Springfield, Massachusetts, live. That's in 2 weeks. Are you ready? I don't know, man. It's going to be crazy. Comrades don't like other comrades. Well, there you go. That's about as fragmented as it gets. Comrades don't like other comrades. Here we go. I think I'm going to go ahead and change my channel back to, back to regular TV. Okay, there we go. So I think the shutdown's over? Oh, no, the shutdown, okay. Let's see here. Jeff says, if you were in Mannheim, Ocoee yesterday and told about this channel, say hello. Hope you get some good info like I mentioned. Hey, that's cool, man. Yeah, you know, and that's part of it too, is you guys can help me spread the message of Auto Transport Intel. Listen, if you want some business cards, I'll send you business cards, all right? Help me spread the message of Auto Transport Intel. There it is. And there's the email address. Watch Auto Transport Intel on YouTube on Tuesday nights live. I'll tell you what's cool is the conversations I was having a year ago are not as good as the ones I'm having today. And then to project from a year from now with the upward curve that we're experiencing, my goodness, this could be pretty cool. Just in time for when AI robots take over, the show will get good just as AI robots take over. Alrighty. So Peterbilt says, they have a special Peterbilt. Oh, that's pretty cool. Viceroy Auto Transport. Hello. Happy New Year. Great show. Car hauling will consume your life if you like it. Yes, drivers need a dispatcher. Any profitable carrier can tell you that. Man, we're hearing a lot of good reasons why you need a dispatcher. And Happy New Year to you, Viceroy Auto Transport. And thanks for tuning into the show. I really do appreciate it. By the way, how's the live stream right now? I saw this message when I went live tonight that the stream health was like in the red. Like, I don't know, if I needed a defibrillator for the live stream or not. So keep me posted. But Viceroy, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Please stay tuned. Please keep live chatting. And thanks for the input about the dispatcher. I appreciate that. Patrick is with us. Hey, what's up? Hope everyone's having a good night. All is well up here in upstate central New York. That's good. That's very good. I think the weather is being mild. Hopefully it stays that way. Hopefully we don't have like a some kind of snow. What do they call those crazy wind patterns? Like the vortex, the Arctic vortex. I hope we don't have an Arctic vortex coming. So thanks for tuning in, Patrick, and welcome to the show. Keep me posted about the shutdown. Let me know if that ends or gets crazier. Hey, Eric, yeah, man, you're welcome. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for the question. I appreciate that. Grant says, I dispatched myself now, Jay, for 2 months. Been doing well ever since. That's awesome. See, you can do it. You can dispatch yourself if the conditions are right. And sometimes dispatching yourself is what you need at that moment. But I'm not saying it's forever, you know. So it's tough, but you've been keeping it going. That's good, man. And actually, here's the thing is, when you do dispatch yourself, you're the one building the relationships. You're the one with the meet and greet and the pickup and all that stuff. So it has its upsides. Mason Faustin, Faith and Freedom, thank you so much. Let me know about this channel. That's cool. Thank you, Mason. Thanks for saying hello. Thanks for getting the word out, Jeff. And that is, man, that's awesome. I really appreciate that. Is it just my screen, or is Jay talking into a box? No, I'm talking into a box. I'm inside of an enclosed car hauler, and it definitely looks that way. It looks like I'm sitting on the top rack. It's kind of like max headroom. No way, Ty. Come on, brother. That's awesome. Ty just gave me a super chat. Thank you, Ty. Man, that means a lot. And from one brother to another brother, that means a lot. It really does. I appreciate that so much. And we're going to have a great dispatch panel tonight, so I'm looking forward to that as well. Let's see. Is there a market out there in the Northeast for car hauling? Well, you bet. Oh, you betcha. Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Maine. Now, Maine, I don't know much about. Just like we were looking at upstate Vermont, and there's not even a major auto auction in upstate Vermont. Now, anything I say can be wrong at any moment, but that's what I saw. And so, I mean, I think there are areas where it's a bit, gets rural and sparse, but rural and sparse sounds like an acoustic band, rural and sparse. But yeah, I mean, the industry still exists. Anywhere there's people, there's going to be cars, and that means car hauling. So it does exist. You just might have to drum up business. And also what we find is when it's rural and sparse, that it can be a little more competitive. It's harder to break into a tight-knit industry, but, it is there. And so if you want to talk more about it, send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com, and we can set you up with a CTS talk. Lots of enclosed car haulers run them big RE sleepers. Great, man. Great. You do know a lot. I'll tell you what, you know a lot about trucks. Man, thanks for sharing it. That's pretty cool. Need 37 like smashers. All right, I'll take 37 like smashers. Can I get, yeah, I'll have the steak and 37 like smashers. It is working good. Well, thank you. All right, good. I appreciate it. Thanks for the feedback, because I really didn't know. I was a little worried about it. You hate to see that, when you're doing any kind of podcast. You want a good feed. Hey, Mason, it was awesome meeting you yesterday. Glad you made it to the channel. Jay and Ty will help you with any way they can in auto transport related stuff. It's true. It's true, Jeff. We really do. We do try, and we really do appreciate it. My goodness. I see a couple more super chats coming in. That is awesome, man. I saw Dave's. I'm going to catch up to it in the live chat. I'm behind on the live chat. So, and by the way, how's the audio? I'm looking at the audio. The audio looks a little low. I'm going to raise that up here just a tad. Mic check 1 2. Check. But I think it's okay. And so yeah, man, thank you guys for the super chats. That is just super cool. I'm thanking you now, and then I'm going to thank you when I get to it in the feed too. Brian says it looks good. Andrew says the stream is fine. Thanks, Andrew. Thanks for saying hello and tuning in. I do appreciate it. It's great to see new folks coming in every week. Because this show, man, the show is about the industry. I know I'm sitting on camera and I'm talking to you and I'm doing all the talking and I'm going to keep talking. And, there's no script here. I know that'd be impossible. But the fact that is, I like the industry. It's a big industry. It's an important industry. Trucking is important, and within trucking, car hauling is important. And I think that a lot of folks feel like it's taken for granted, or in fact, a lot of people are taken advantage of unfairly. It seems like the more people I talk to, the more side scams I kind of hear about. And those aren't representative of the majority of people in this industry, but we need to figure out a way to stop some of that stuff. And so the more I hear about, the more I want to help get that stuff to a minimum. It's not right. People are working hard to make a living and to deliver cars and do the best they can. Serge says, if more than 65 people show up to the conference, that will be over max capacity, and we may get the police called on us. What's a party with Serge the car hauler without police? I don't know, man. Do I want the police there? And if we're already at max capacity and the police show up, aren't we going to be at more of a max capacity? And that brings us back to the pepper spray. I've never been pepper sprayed live on my own show, and I don't want to be. So Ty, thank you so much, man. I mean, I really appreciate it. My brother, you didn't have to do that. It's just a really nice gesture, and I really do appreciate it. Lewis says, hey, what's up there from New Jersey? I'd like to start a car hauling company. Any recommendations? Thanks in advance. Sure, Lewis. Yeah, here's what you can do. Number one, and without just leading everybody right into CTS and sounds like I'm ringing a cash machine. No. Listen, I've got over 100 videos online for free on YouTube at Auto Transport Intel, the YouTube channel. And I got the Facebook page. Every day I update with posts that are industry related. On my blog site, I have the 20 steps to car hauling free blog post. I'll cycle through those pages here in a second. But there is so much free information. When you're ready to have a talk with me and Ty at CTS, $100 for an hour, and we'll set up an appointment and we'll talk and we'll help you strategize how to get into this the right way without missing steps, without overlooking something important. We want to help you, and you can start that process by sending me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. So that's what we can do. And 2 years ago, you didn't have that option. 2 years ago, you needed a guy at a truck stop waving $100 bills. And I think there's a couple other solutions out there, and that's great and all, but now I think it's more visible and more obvious of how to get help, and that's what this is all about. Patrick says, if you don't mind getting ripped off by New York State throughway tolls, by all means, there's a lot of room up here. Yeah, man, tolls. Wow. I mean, what now? Are the tolls? I'll bet I know the answer. Well, Mike, I'm going to guess yes. The question is, are they still collecting tolls during the government shutdown? I'm going to guess yes, because why would you miss out on all that money? Candy at Jacksport Twick. Wow, $20. Thank you, Candy. Awesome. Appreciate that so much. Had a great conversation with Candy today. And Candy, we're looking forward to hearing more from you. That is next week. Actually, we got Candy on the show next Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. And we're going to talk more about what's going on in the underbelly of the Port Twick car hauling business. And yeah, man, we're gonna upturn some rocks and see what kind of critters skitter out of there. So that's gonna be crazy. Ty says, I would recommend calling. Oh yeah, and you can ask for Ty. There it is, Ty the transport guy. You can call Ty. There's his phone number. You can call Ty. Call Ty, man. He loves talking to people. And I tell you what, and Ty, man, I appreciate your friendship and being your business partner in CTS. It's fun. It's informative, and I love the phone calls we're having and the people we're meeting, and and the good work we're doing. It's pretty awesome. Dave at Clarksville Trucking, thank you so much for your contribution, and I really appreciate it, and I'm excited to have you on the panel here. It's going to start at 9 o'clock, so I still got plenty of time to do industry news. Let's see, we're still in the live chat. We're having fun. Headed to St. Petersburg, Florida, delivering Giant Center lineback John. Wow. Delivering, there are a lot. That's a good job, man, right there. There's a lot of good car hauling for sports players. Celebrities you don't see as often, and oftentimes, that goes anonymous. But there's also a lot of like corporate heads. And it's not always the CEO, but the VP. There's a lot of corporate relocation. So sports players, celebrities, executive corporate relocation. There's a lot of good anchor load money making cars to be booked and hauled. So go for it, do it. Oh my goodness, another super chat just came in, and you're smashing the like button. Wow, that is super cool, man. Thank you so much. You guys make it so worth it to do this every Tuesday night. I mean, it's gratifying in itself. It kind of re-solidifies my commitment, but then, seeing the support and the live chat and people tuning in, it really is pretty awesome. And actually it's CTS and the work we're doing in the car hauling transport business coaching is a result of all of the feedback and input and participation and questions that come through this show. So like Ty says, everything funnels through ATI, and it's amazing. I'm loving it. I can't believe it, and I really do. I want it to continue and stay positive and help the industry, man. So that's awesome. Thank you guys so much. Let's see. DP says, if you dispatch yourself, how do you deal with invoicing brokers, shippers, filling out carrier packets, verifying loads? That's the point, exactly. That's the problem. At what point can you not do it all yourself? Like if you're the business owner, you can't sweep the floors, ring the register, clean the bathrooms, do the invoicing, do the fulfillment, manage inventory, design the advertising. You can't, nobody can do it all. So it's really interesting. But when is the right time to get that person? Hey, what's up, Nerds on 18 Wheels? The nerds here to get more education. Well, welcome back, Nerds on 18 Wheels. I appreciate it. I appreciate you saying hello and tuning in, and that's really cool, man. You're here with us. Yeah, to call you dispatcher to see what's next. Yeah, man. Well, that's the thing, man. I've outgrown my shoes. And so it's time to move on to the next level on my journey. And that's what, we're all on a journey. So DP, good question. While on the road. Yeah, man, it is. Okay, so we got some good back and forth there going. Car Hauler 38's with us. Hey, what's up? Checking in from Bismarck, North Dakota. Wow, how's it going in Bismarck? Man, that's a... Now, is that your regular route area, or you just happen to be there? Let us know. Lewis says, thanks, man. I'll be in touch soon. That sounds awesome. Sue, I'm a dispatcher as well. I consider us like your office on the road. Get to deal with all the paperwork so you can just drive. Absolutely. I mean, that's the thing is I know as a dispatcher. You know it, Sue. You know it, Davison. I mean, you can be on the phone all freaking day. So if the dispatcher's on the phone all day, what would the driver do without the dispatcher? It's fascinating. Candy says, hey, everyone, late getting in. Have you introduced any dispatchers tonight? Oh, not yet. No. Actually, I'm doing a late start. I'm not going to start the panel till 9 o'clock just because I had a hiccup in the scheduling. So I'm just doing a lot of talking. And actually, I really like saying hello to the live chat longer than 10 minutes. It's pretty fun saying hello to everybody and seeing everybody coming in. Support paid in return. Thank you, Jane. Time busier than a one-man paper hanger in a windstorm. And that is so awesome. Yes. Thank you, Jeff. And that's great. We're so glad. We're so glad, man. Why does the super chat stop at $9.99? And what's my Apple ID password? I don't know, and I don't know. Okay. Hey, what's up? Oh, the business owner sweeps the floor and pays the bills. Well, unfortunately, yeah. I mean, sometimes they do. They have to. Dave says, howdy. Faith and freedom. Hey, Ty. Hope all is well. Wait till I tell you about the load I have tomorrow. Stupid money. Wow, that's pretty cool. Oh, man. You know what the best kind of money is? Stupid money. All right, so that's cool. So we did that. We did the welcome. And we're going to do the industry news. By the way, what is the question of the day? Do you guys know what the question of the day is? Do I need a dispatcher? The question of the day. There's no right or wrong answer, but it is a good question. And because, so that's what's interesting too, is, as a dispatcher, you'll talk to some folks that are like, never had a dispatcher, never need a dispatcher. Really? Then who makes all the phone calls? My wife. Oh, so your wife's the dispatcher. Okay, all right. Well, that still makes her that still means you do technically have a dispatcher, and it's your wife. So that's cool. I mean, I get it. Ilhom Halakov. Hey, from new dispatcher. Started 2 months ago. I have 2 7-spot and 1 5-spot trucks. Doing well so far. That's really cool. That's fantastic, man. And thanks for tuning into the show. Thanks for saying hello. And if you want to plug your company, feel free to do. That goes for anybody. Listen, if you want to share the good news about your company, product, service, information, this is the place. This is an open forum. Welcome to everybody. I'm not excluding anyone. Everybody's welcome here. And that also means everybody's welcome on the show. And I'm not going to tell somebody they can't come on the show and talk about their product, service, company, or information. All right? So, time is almost up for the gag order on some of the things that I've been told I can't talk about. I'm going to be talking about everything. This is 2019. Freedom will ring and information is king. So come on the show. Let us know what you need to talk about and what you know. Let's see. Whoop says, what's up? What's good? He's back. I kind of got my sleep schedule back right again. Hey, that's good. That's really good, Whoop, man. Because you got to get sleep. Man, without sleep, feel terrible. Having a lack of sleep, man, it's awful. So you got to get your sleep. So, man, I'm glad to hear that, and it's good to see you tuning in. I like seeing you tuning in. That's really cool. Dan says, question: if it's worth it to pay dispatch 10% of a load and 5% for accounting and all paperwork, is it a good deal or not? Good question. So is that 15% for dispatch and accounting? Because 15% is, you're going to feel 15% more than you will 10, obviously. Now, if you can get dispatching at 10% to also handle your billing, that's not easy to accomplish. Not everybody will do that. But if you can, that's a good deal. That is a good deal. Because they can help keep you busy in the back. They're your back office, taking 10% of every load. But they'll also help you get more loads than you could get otherwise. So it doesn't sound like a bad deal. Just make sure you communicate well, and that they don't, restrict you to 9 to 5, no weekends, no phone calls. I'm just saying, I don't want to work at night either. Right, Dave says 15% no. Yeah, 15% sounds like a lot. But it depends. If they've got incredible contracts and you're making $1 a mile on everything, well, then it could be good. But 15% sounds high to me, too. Dan the man says, how many units do you haul? Candy's saying that to Dan. That's cool. All right. Oh, we got something here. And DP Dispatch, yeah, is telling Dan the man to check him out. Not sure if that's high or not. I do not charge that much, and I do all of it, including accounting. Yeah, Sue runs... And she's got a ton of experience. I got to tell you, Sue runs a great business. And I'm really glad, Sue, that we got connected. And that really is really cool. Dan the Man is a 3-car. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do some industry news. And then we're going to go into the dispatch panel. So the beginning of industry news tonight is this. Okay, so again, I was almost going to call this show the shutdown, or shut down the dispatch, or dispatch shutdown, I don't know. But, with a government shutdown right now, and a looming trucking shutdown, What's your feeling about a trucking shutdown? Should it happen? Should it not happen? I mean, yeah, the principle's good, but, you know, will the effects be good? I don't know. What is your opinion? It's definitely a controversy on Facebook right now. Facebook is where you take your controversies. In fact, here's some. No truck stop for you. I love memes. Memes, I think they're fantastic. So, you know, if you run into Facebook groups and they don't want your memes, I'll take your memes. You go to Auto Transport Intel on Facebook. Send me your memes, autotransportintel@gmail.com. No truck stop for you. Cop pulled me over and said papers. So I said scissors, I win, and I drove off. It's pretty funny. I like that. You know, this is serious when your toolbox has a second level and stairs. That makes me think of Dr. No. Anybody seen Dr. No? That'd be the Dr. No toolbox. How you feel when you leave the big truck and get in your personal vehicle. No doubt. You know, I'm not a trucker. Big shocker. Big secret. No, I'm not. I sit at a desk, I talk on the phone, and I used to book vehicles off of load boards. But there was a time when I was working on film sets, and I was driving a 5-ton, and then I'd get in my car, and that's pretty much exactly how I felt. And then, man, that is really odd. I keep trying to figure out, is this real? Like, is this... I mean, I know that's not a DOT... What in the heck? Oh my gosh, Surge. Let's give Jay over $1,000 in this show, and I'll throw $1,000. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. Oh my goodness. Wow. That is amazing. Thank you, Surge. That is, man, that's super nice, dude. That is amazing. I can't thank you enough. And you know what? If you can raise $1,000 on this show and throw $1,000 at Creep's Tea House, then I say that'd be $2,000. That sounds pretty good to me. I like numbers in the thousands. As a dispatcher, never did hear that number very often. So that is really, really cool, man. Thank you. And then we got this great graphic to go along with it. Is anybody tired of this slide yet? Okay, next slide. All right. Hey, driver, I'm broke down with my pregnant girlfriend in the car around the corner trying to get to Detroit. Can you help me out with 62 cents? It's a long way to Miami. We need baby formula. I like the look on the driver's face. You know, I'm not one to, frankly, when I'm at a corner and I see homeless folks or, you know, people that ask for help, you know, I'm the kind of person inclined to want to help and think that they need help. So in no way does this slide represent how I feel sometimes, but it is pretty funny. I mean, funny's funny, you know? All right, well, when you get irritated, you know, I keep it clean. This is YouTube and Google and Ugle. When you get ticked off at your job, but you brought your car today. That's pretty funny. That's good. I love mechanic jokes. New car technology so advanced. You see the snowflake? The dang thing even has protesters ahead warning light for snowflakes. You know what's really funny about all the snowflake talk is that I've seen snowflakes talk about snowflakes. So who's the snowflake? And speaking of snowflakes, another little happy orange cone over here. Truckers love orange cones. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Everybody loves him. Somebody is high as heck today. Man, do I keep it clean on this show. But I did show a slide about somebody that might be high. So that's pretty funny, though. I mean, how else would you do that? That's like, I'm thinking like, that's how I felt when I went into work on St. Patrick's Day a few years ago. I guess maybe that day I would have parked like that. Walking the dog and kicking the cat, Hammer Lane Trucking is where it's at. That's pretty funny. I like that. But first, a selfie. I mean, it looks real to me. Camel towing. When it's wedged in tight, we'll pull it out. This might be the most savage thing I've ever seen. My girlfriend's husband fights for your freedom. Well, at least it ain't Calvin, right? I mean, that's really on a car. That's a real car. The awkward moment when you realize there's a demon. Oh man, I was hoping I could make it through this one. That is insanity. Let's just let that soak in for a minute. Honey, what's he watching? Let's see here. Dan the Man, Murphy Auto Transport. I will email you my number. Awesome. That is awesome. Just a blue collar hauler, living life in the blessed lane. Now it says I can't buy anymore. This donation thing is stupid. Why does... I don't know, man. I'm upset. Good night. What? I didn't know there was a $99.99 max. I never heard that before. I don't know. Maybe it's my channel. Wow, I want to make Surge money one day. You demand, Surge. Yeah, man. Well, thanks, Jeff. You know what? Listen, I want to say this. Surge, can we change the slide? There we go. Surge has been with this industry visible. Surge is the first car hauler that I know of visible on social media and really stumping for auto transport. And that's why I'm going to hang out with Surge in January on the 22nd at Creep's Tea House, because Surge is an icon in this industry as far as social media. Now, you know what? You can't please all the people all the time. I am positive that there are people that do not like this channel. I guarantee it. And there will always be some people that don't like something. I like chocolate. I like vanilla. I don't like Tutti Frutti. Whatever it is. But I'm telling you this, Surge, if you haven't left yet, man, thank you for doing what you do. And I am trying to do the best I can. There are other folks now joining the social media cause to help shed light on this industry and draw attention. So, man, it's all good, man. I appreciate it. I really do. Take it off the screen. I know, I changed it. Hey, Ty, thanks for the plug. I spoke with him. Good energy. That's awesome, man. See, and the network's working, man. It's working. We got a network here, right? You know, hands across the border. Nobody sings that. That's not how the song goes. It's across the board. George Harrison is mortified. Okay. I guess it's because of the shutdown. Now, speaking of, you know what'll really get you shut down? Is a broken pin. That is not good. You might be hardcore, but you'll never be rebuild your engine in the desert hardcore. That's pretty cool. I like that. That is intense, man. Yeah, that's good, man. You need a good mechanic. Oh, he's the truck store. Pulls up and fixes it right there. Dang. Wow. How are you going to get that one? What are you going to do now? Huh? How are you going to put the fire out now? Sorry I overslept. Great motto to promote your business. That is a good point. Because now, why would you put that on the truck? Sorry I overslept. Oh, hi. Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up your car. What's the name of your company? Sorry, I overslept. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you just missed your buddy. I smashed your vehicle. Now, is that to me looks like the original ELD design. In fact, something tells me you can still get that ELD with over 200 providers. I'm pretty sure there's a company that puts out an ELD just that high quality. Oh, he's even got, look, he's got is that a pull-out stereo? I think it is. The Alpine pull-out. Let's see here. I like that picture. I just wanted to share it. I thought it was a good picture. Oh, okay. What? Who sucks? This donation thing sucks. Can't donate a lousy $100. Whoever created the stupid donation. Ignore the haters. You know what? It's good to be passionate, all right? Passion is good. And that goes for the haters. If haters have real passion, well, I can't hate your passion. I guess. I don't know. Just, just keep me out of the mud. Okay, delivering rental cars. I found this interesting. Delivering rental cars at OKC Airport are deliveries made on the outer drive around the rent-a-car complex. You know what's interesting about this? How is it that a driver has to go randomly to Facebook to get information. Is that weird? You mean there's no compendium of information? Now, that's not entirely true, because Ziggy with Auto Transport Everything has actually started a movement of information that you can find. But, you know, still, I mean, obviously not all information can be found everywhere all the time, although AI robots are going to change that. But still, you do see a lot. You see a lot of questions on Facebook. Like, drivers have gone to social media to get an answer of where to deliver or pick up. Isn't that interesting? I mean, that's pretty interesting. Okay, transportation poem. Here we go. Last night, as I lay sleeping, I died, or so it seems. Then I went to heaven, but it was only in my dream. But it seems St. Peter met me there at the pearly gate. He said, I must check your record, so stand right here and wait. I see where you drank alcohol and swore quite often too. Fact is, you've done many things that a good person shouldn't do. We can't have people like you up here. Your life was full of sin. Then he read the last of my record, grasped my hand and said, come in. He took me to the big boss and said, take him and treat him well. He worked in transportation, sir. He's had his share of hell. It's a pretty good poem. Ode to the Transporter. I like it. In fact, here's another one. This ain't no poem. This is just bad news. To whom it may concern, effective, the pricing structure will be applied. Look at this. Now, this is freight. Man, thank goodness we don't have this in car hauling. But, don't tell Cox about this, because the prices will all just go up. But 1 to 20 miles, look at it. 100. If you're 3 hours plus late, it's $500. Plus, then rescheduled appointments will be subjected to the $500 rescheduling fee. Wow. I guess don't be late. I guess just be able to predict everything. And if that doesn't work, go back to the future. Roger says, oh, okay. You know, I leave company names out a lot, but this one's so specific. Roger says, Montway screwed me. Gave me an operable load when they said it was operable. I did my part and showed up, jumped the vehicle to start it. Sounded like a broken timing chain. I have no winch. That's why I don't do inoperables. So 200 miles deadheading for pickup, walked away with nothing. Montway left me out to dry and would not even compensate me for fuel. Low budget, in my honest opinion. Wow. That sucks. So, then I am an independent third party, read this on social media, sharing it on social media. I don't know anything about this personally, but if you have an issue, take it up with Roger. Might want to throw him a bone, because the press isn't good. I'll go ahead and get that graphic off the screen, and while you guys take in the beginning of this, let me just say this. Matt has given another super chat. Man, that's an incredible super chat, Matt. I mean, I really, really appreciate it. And I'm so glad that, I was just reading, Dave was laughing. I'm so glad that CTS, that Ty and I, we met you. We get feedback from you, that we're able to help you and coach you. And Matt, you are the kind of transporter that we're happy to have in our network. The network is growing, and we're excited about the future. And so, man, I want to thank you for this contribution to Auto Transport Intel. It really means a lot, and I mean, I'm having a pretty good night so far. And I mean, you know, the viewers are good. The stream seems to be doing pretty good. I like that, you know, I'm still able to participate with the live chat and just talk to you guys. It's awesome. So thank you so much. Compendium. Yeah, I've used the word compendium a few times today. I guess that would be my word of the day. The word of the day is compendium. We all like your channel, and we're still here to support you. Thank you, Dan. I mean, I really appreciate that, man. That means a lot. Yeah, and I encourage you guys to connect to each other too. Like Candy is connecting with Sue and Dan and Sue. Yeah, man, that's awesome. And in fact, if you missed the live chat, go ahead and comment below the video. What I'm doing is, if you leave a comment to these videos and it's not directed at me, I'll try and find the person that can best answer your question. And because, I mean, I really want to keep the network going. That's awesome. So that's really, really cool. And Sue and Candy, I've had great conversations with both you guys, so I definitely support you guys being in touch. It's awesome. Dan, there's lots of loads coming in and out of Florida. All right, cool. Hey, by the way, Davison, if you're able to look for who asked for that load out of Florida, go back in the chat if you can. Oh, it's Jesus Nodars was talking about loads coming out of Florida. So see if you can search up something for him while I can't get to it at the moment. Let's see here. What else we got? 15% is a lot, but does this dispatcher broker have their own freight? See, that's what I was thinking too. I mean, if you can get, you know, if it's almost like if you're not leasing on, but like a dispatcher customer, you know, lead relationship where you're making more money than just, you know, eating the leftovers off the load boards. There, I said it. Car haulers equals unsung hero. Ain't it the case, man? Me too, Jay. Thanks. My email is Murphy Auto Transport. Yes, that's right. Sue has a lot of experience. Send her an email. And let's see here. What else we got? Okay. I got the Surge. And I got, okay, Dan. And then I had to go back. I want to make Surge money for one day. Yeah, okay. Got that one. Yes. I saw that one. Yes. Okay. Ignore the haters. Okay. Oh. And I skipped over. Okay. And then I got Jeff's. I'm jumping around here in the, I'm jumping around like a catfish in the live chat, guys. So I apologize for that. Okay, let's push up more. We're over 250 bucks. Wow. That is amazing. Oh my gosh. I don't think I've had many super chats over 250. That is pretty cool. Okay, and oh yeah, there's Davison's email address, dpdispatch1@gmail.com. Full throttle all day. Also check out website, yeah, dpdispatchservices.com. Cool, yep, that's Davison's website. And new website, I think I'm also on there. I think there's a link to Auto Transport Intel on there. If you want a link to Auto Transport Intel on your site, that's great, man. Share the information and help the community grow. Surge will autograph, oh, what? Surge is going to autograph Jay's man boobs live at Creeps if we get more than 1,001 tonight. What? I didn't agree to that. Although $1,000 is pretty cool. Let's see. Did I say that? This Florida run for this trailer turned into 6 tires. Wow. Wheel bearings and getting a little bit dirty. Yeah, man. That's a lot of road maintenance. I'm looking to move to Florida, so need to connect with someone down there. Oh, cool. Yeah, and listen, Dan, if you want to build your network, that's another thing that CTS is doing. Tell you, man, we got a lot in the works. It is pretty cool. So you should contact Ty. Ty put his phone number in there. You and Ty can definitely share some good information. If you're still in here, shoot me a text message tomorrow. Got a question for you. Awesome. Okay. Well, guys, listen, and I put this, I put the graphic up here. If trucks stopped, look at that, 24 hours after trucks stopped, medical supplies run out, hospitals out of basics, service stations run out of fuel, manufacturers just-in-time inventory stops, U.S. mail will cease, automobile fuel availability, 2 to 3 days food shortages, supplies, essentials, bottled water, ATMs will run out of cash, wow, service stations run out of fuel, garbage will pile up, container ships will sit in ports. After a week, automobile travel will cease due to the lack of fuel. Hospitals will begin to exhaust oxygen supplies. Second week, clean water supply will begin to run dry. 4 weeks, nation's clean water supply will be exhausted. Wow. Wow. And that brings us back to, listen, man, if you want to make an impact and really say something, you know, it's an interesting idea. And this debate, we're going to continue the Shut 'em Down debate, actually, at 10 o'clock. So after the dispatch panel, we got a shut 'em down debate going on. That's going to be pretty cool. Oh, I didn't even notice this. Oh, Tuesday Night's Live Industry News graphics were down. You know, hey man, it's live. Anything can happen. Sometimes just hanging around for the errors is interesting, right? What's going to go wrong? All right, so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to run a video now, and then I'm going to start the invitations of the, and it looks like, I can tell you what, it looks to me like we got the answer to the question of the day. The consensus seems to be, yes, you need a dispatcher, which is interesting because I've talked to a lot of people that say they don't. Also, there are times when you're starting a business, if you're building a business strategy, you wouldn't want to leave that up to anybody other than yourself. But we're going to talk about it. So we're going to go into the panel. I want you to stick around for the panel. Let's go ahead and I'm going to run this ad. This is a new one. I just finished this. Check this out. What is Form 2290? Well, you know, if you drive a heavy highway vehicle that weighs 55,000 pounds or more on public highways, you're required to file tax form 2290 with the IRS. Every year, you can do the paper form, mail it in. Don't mess with that. Get it done. Go to ATI2290.com, ATI2290.com. Now, when is Form 2290 due? Well, annual renewal of your Form 2290 for a new tax period must be completed by August 31st every year. And if you purchase and first use a vehicle in January, you must file Form 2290 by the end of February. Keep that in mind. Know the rules. Go to ATI2290.com. Just get it done. Go to ATI2290.com. What's a stamp Schedule 1? After filing your Form 2290, you'll receive a stamped Schedule 1 or proof of payment. You're going to want that. You're going to want to keep that on hand. Go to ATI2290.com, ATI2290.com. What are the penalties for failing to file IRS Form 2290? Well, equal to 4.5% of the total tax due, assessed on a monthly basis up to 5 months. And for late filers, additional monthly payment equal to 0.5% of the total tax due. And so, I mean, you don't want to mess around with this. Get it done. Make it easy. Go to ATI2290.com. That's ATI2290.com. Get it done. I'm Jay at Auto Transport Intel. I hope this helps you. Okay, so let's see here. I'm back. Where is my... Oh, let's do this. Hey, how about this? Let's do some trucking answers.
What's going on, Jay? That's Jay, right? And we should mention that's Jay from Auto Transport Intel. Jay runs a live show on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on YouTube. You should check it out. Jay does everything car hauling. That stuff I don't know anything about, but Jay knows everything about it. So if you want to haul cars, that seems like it'd be interesting. Hauling all these different kind of cars like Ferraris and probably a bunch of used cars from auto auctions. Whatever it is, whatever makes the money, go check out Jay at 8 p.m. tomorrow on YouTube. I'm there too, right, watching the show. So it's pretty fascinating. 2-3 hours. He brings industry experts in and everything, right? So love it. Jay does everything car. That's stuff I don't know anything about, but Jay knows everything about it. So
all right. So all right. Hey, yeah, I like that one a lot, man. I want to thank Mark at Trucking Answers for saying that on his show. That was recorded on his show, and I want to thank him for being so kind as to say that. And also, when I run that, it makes me think about being on his show. So listen, here's your plug, Mark. Mark at Trucking Answers. He goes live every Monday on YouTube. Go to Trucking Answers is the YouTube channel. He's live 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern, noon Central, every Monday. If you've got trucking questions, he's got Trucking Answers. And, I mean, that channel's blowing up. I think the last time I was in there, it was over a couple hundred people in there at the same time. just question after question, answer after answer. You want to check out Trucking Answers on YouTube. So, hey guys, welcome to Auto Transport Intel.
Good evening.
Evening.
Good evening.
Now, Ty, can you hear us okay? I don't hear Ty. I hear Sue.
I'm back.
Oh, there we go. We got Ty, we got Sue. I'm here, and we got Dave at Clarksville. So let me just again. I want to introduce. You know, I know you guys know Dave, Ty, and Sue, but I want to introduce you guys individually. Dave Williams, Clarksville Trucking, based out of Tennessee. So Dave, thanks for joining the show. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
All right, cool. And Dave, you've been in many videos on my channel, and I look forward to making many more. So I thank you for your service.
Glad to help.
Yeah, I appreciate that. All right, and Ty, my business partner at CTS, welcome back to the show, man. Thanks for coming in. And seems like I talk to you several times a day now. Which is really awesome and fruitful. I mean, we are bearing fruit here. It's awesome. So, and then, you know, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was another great day. Did you have another great day?
Dude, I've been on fire all day. It's been nonstop.
I got to lift my computer up.
Okay.
Nothing picks your computer up better than federal ammo.
Uh-oh. Federal ammo?
Yeah, I got to have 4 boxes to lift my computer up a little bit.
Oh. I get it. Hey, man, what better way to raise your computer than with federal ammo? And that's a great plug for federal ammo. Wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah.
All right, cool. And Sue, welcome back to the channel, Sue. I appreciate you joining us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So, and I see you've been interacting in the live chat, and I love that.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome. So I hope that even moving forward, you get even more contacts. And what I want to do, I want to get an email from you that says, "Jay, I've got too many drivers. You got to stop the madness."
Okay, I'll do that.
and right now, everybody's thinking, nobody types like that, Jay. So, let's see here. Okay, so Dave's going to join us, but as Dave joins us, and he knows this, the tonight's time, we already know the question of the day is, do I need a dispatcher? So this is the Do I Need a Dispatcher panel. This is the Do I Need a Dispatcher panel discussion. And what's cool is, at the moment, I would say that the audience is leaning towards the argument of, yes, of course you need a dispatcher. Have you been reading that in the live chat as well?
I have. I've seen pretty much everybody agrees with that.
Which is really interesting, because when I was a dispatcher, that's not what I heard. In fact, how many times as a dispatcher do you get a broker on the phone and they're like, well, are you the driver? Because if you're not the driver, I don't want to give you a dispatch.
Well,
I don't hear it as much as I used to.
Oh, that's good.
Sue, how long have you been doing this?
Over 15 years.
Over 15. As a dispatcher?
Yes.
Huh. That's cool. That's a long time.
Yes, it is.
Sue, do you not
I'm out of Theodosia, Missouri.
Theodosia.
No, I don't have my video on.
Yeah. No, she's on the phone. She's on audio only. But yeah, she's in Theodosia, which is where is that, Sue?
About 40 miles west of Branson, Missouri.
Right. Okay. Well, and what's interesting too is, I mean, this is why the debate is important is that, Ty, you ran with your business that you were running, in the business you still do you ever use a dispatcher?
Yeah.
Are you?
Me.
Yeah, right.
Me or somebody that works for me.
And you know a lot of people that do it the same way, right? I know, because I've talked to people, you talk to people, we all know people that have never used a dispatcher.
Yeah, I do. I'm starting to wonder, though, is it just me and you that know this, or is it...
Actually, that's the thing. But I started as a dispatcher, dispatched for years, and I also agree who's going to make all the phone calls.
That's the hard part.
That is the hard
I
part.
mean, getting the loads is no problem, but you gotta call them. You gotta get the paperwork, and all of this time you're doing that, somebody has got to be sitting in front of a computer with a printer. And when you're hurling down the highway at 80 miles an hour, you cannot do that. It ain't gonna happen.
Right. Well, see, I think we've created our own problem, though, Dave. If you have your own customer, do you have to go through the 23 steps to get the car delivered, get the car on the app, get the car off the app, get the car off the trailer, get the paperwork signed, use the app to take the pic? I mean, who created this problem?
Well, we're talking about new car haulers, right? Or are we talking about seasoned veterans? What are we talking about?
Used
we
cars.
talking about new car haulers or what?
Used.
Well, he means new used car haulers, meaning, and that's the thing is, that's right, Dave. We're talking about all of it, and so we have to really have this discussion. We have to start to begin to pull apart the threads of the sweater to understand and isolate where we need a dispatcher, where we don't. If you're a brand new car hauler, you're just starting. Do you need a dispatcher?
Yes.
Yes.
Unless
I
you're going
agree.
to spend most of your time sitting on the side of the road looking at your phone for a load, and then you got to call them and say, well, I want to pick that up because I'm going to be there tomorrow. Ty's shaking his head, no. Okay, Ty, let's look at it like this. You quit answering the telephone and let your drivers answer the telephone and tell me how well that's going to work out. Don't answer the phone. You just forget it. Forward it to your driver.
Dave, I got one better than that. I give my customer the phone number to my driver and let them work it out.
All right, good enough. So then what are you doing? Just looking good?
Can you smell me?
Well, we're all looking good. So let's, right?
All right. See, Ty is passionate about this whole no dispatcher thing. You actually, when we get to talking about it, you get a different demeanor about yourself. What is it? Hold on. What is it that puts you into that frame of mind when the word dispatcher comes up?
Because I think we're arguing and debating the wrong topic, in my opinion. The right topic is what do you do before you got to here?
I run a construction company for over 20-something years.
I'm going to start a car hauling company, and I'm going to start it by using a dispatcher.
Well, no, you got to start it by buying a truck and a trailer and buying your insurance and you getting your DOT numbers and getting your commercial driver's license.
Where
and
do
then
you
when
want
you
to
get all
go?
that stuff,
What do you want to do?
what now?
Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? What kind of cars do you want to do?
And I want to say this. In this, I want to remind us all, this is one of the things that's cool, is right now, it's not just us four talking, but right now there are people watching and participating, asking themselves some of these questions.
Well, I can't see the live chat, so if there's a question that comes up, be sure to bring it out there.
I will, absolutely will.
I understand the whole concept of getting your customers, but you can't get your customers by knocking on the door. You get your customers by pulling into their lot with a load of cars more than one time and talking to them, getting to know them and saying, yeah, I'd like to come up here. Y'all are great. And build that relationship. Yes, I believe that, and I've done that with several brokers, and then they call me. They say, "Hey, Dave, where you at?" I says, "I'm in Birmingham." He says, "Man, I got 4 cars in Indianapolis. I need to be picked up tomorrow." I'm like, "Oh, geez, well, that's great. Well, tell you what, call my dispatcher and see if he can find me a load to get me up there while I'm unloading these cars down here in Birmingham, because I got 4 to drop off and 4 to pick up. And you and him work that out. And then if he can get me a load to get up there, you got me a load coming back. I'm going to unload these, and my dispatcher will send me the information in the email." That's my theory. While I'm working in Birmingham, he's working out the details on that next load. Because I can say, "Okay, Mr. Jones, yeah, I want to move your cars in Indianapolis. When I get through tonight, I'm going to go home and get on the computer and see if I can't find 3 or 4 going that way, so I don't have to drive 7 hours deadhead." You see what? So when I drive all day long in Birmingham unloading them cars, to take care of my customer, I got to go home, get on the load board, find 3 or 4 cars, enough to pay for fuel to drive 700 miles to pick up his 4 cars. But no, I would rather give a dispatcher 10% to do all that while I'm over here making money.
So a key word just came up. That key word was load board.
Who?
Load board.
Load board. Yeah.
Load board.
Yeah. How am I going to get to Indianapolis? Am I going to call all the dealerships in my town? "Hey, I'm going to Indianapolis. You got anything going that way?"
I gotta interrupt you for a minute. I want to let Sue.
It's not a bad point. It's not.
Oh.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. I like it. Keep going.
I want to let Sue. I want to hear what Sue, because we're talking about Sue.
Right.
Basically, yes. But he's right, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to get him loaded before he gets to the next spot, so he's not worrying about looking for those loads. He knows he's got money coming in because we're already doing that.
Right. So here's a good question for you, Sue. How many 3-car haulers do you see in 6 months come to you and you help them? Yeah, like how many come in 6, let's say 6 months, how many new 3-car? What?
I would say 2 to 3 maybe, because I don't turn them over very often. I usually have a full book staff. So unless I add an extra person, I don't take more than what my girls can handle as far as looking for loads for people. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Like each of my girls have a certain amount of people that they deal with. So unless someone is out the picture, I'm not looking for another driver. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you keep, if you get 2 that come on in 6 months, that means you get 4 for the year?
No, that means I've already got let's say that. But like I said, most of my drivers have been with me. Some of them have been with me for 3, 4, 5, 6 years.
Right.
I've had one that's been with me for 8. So I don't turn over a lot unless they get out of the business. That's usually why they leave. Or they go to decide they want to try freight, do something different.
I want to say this. Okay. By the way, Candy, we're going to get to this. Candy said, should there be a qualification for dispatchers? So many claim to be self-glorified independent contract dispatchers. But I want to say this is that you just said something key. And that is they turn over because they go out of business. Why do they go out of business?
Because they don't have a good dispatcher.
No, that's not why they go out of business. A lot of them get into debt too far into it before they realize that what they're doing is not what they should have done.
Why did they go? Well, exactly. And why did they go into debt?
Because they bought a brand new truck and a brand new trailer.
And
they didn't realize. They get the call. I just bought a truck and trailer. What do I do now?
Right.
That's what I get.
Yeah.
Okay. Say that one more time, Sue.
I get a call and they go, I just bought a brand new truck and trailer. What do I do now? They don't even have their authority. They don't know they're supposed to have an authority. They do not know they're supposed to have a medical card, anything.
Okay.
I get a lot of those.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Okay, I hope this goes way beyond 23 likes or whatever we're shooting for tonight.
Me too. This is good.
And by the way, I want everybody to know that $10 I threw in there in the super chat was just to pay Jay back for the sushi that he bought.
Oh, that was my pleasure. Tai-san. Yeah. Oh, I can't stop thinking about that place.
That's if anybody ever wants to go eat sushi with Jay. Wow, he's got this place. They run him out.
Oh.
They know when he's there.
The last time I've been there since, and when I was there, they actually stopped putting out salmon altogether.
Yeah,
Okay.
Fat Boy. You got to go, Fat Boy. You eat too much.
Yeah, I mean they know. Oh, they do. They all know me.
Yeah, you don't pay.
Wait. So back to Sue. Okay, Sue, one more time.
What about the calling me with a brand new truck and trailer?
Well, we're talking about why people get out. So I just one more time, and then Dave, hold on. I'm gonna get back to you, but go ahead, Sue.
A lot of times, okay. Number one reason why one of them gets out is they've wrecked the truck and trailer. Okay, we all know that's pretty much the biggest downfall. It's hard to pull yourself out of that one, and especially if you've got a lot of money tied up and everything, and then you're off the road for a month or 2 months, it's hard to recoup that. I've had a couple of them go out for that reason alone. Then you have the people that call me and just had bought a truck and trailer, and they're like, I need to know what to do. Yes. Anyway, that happens a lot.
Yeah, Dave, do that again.
And of course, no,
It says
not everybody gets along with everybody either, guys. I mean, you may not always get along with your driver, so you're going to move on to the next person. You know that as well as I do.
And we know, but we also know, to be fair, although it's pretty hard to want to be fair, that if you go out and buy all this expensive equipment, but you don't want to spend any money on strategy and coaching, or I mean, even one of those expensive right out of the box, so anything, you gotta cover your bases. You gotta.
Here's where I'm going.
Right, this is it.
Here's where I'm going, Dave. I don't have a problem with what you're saying. The problem isn't what. That's not our problem. That's not our beef. Our beef is back here when the guy goes out and makes a phone call after he just spent stupid money.
Yes.
That's where
You're right.
If the guy's got a
100%
truck and trailer, you're right. But I'm saying let's stop the bleeding. This is why we're so fragmented. This is why we're all running around fighting about everything. And hold on a minute.
You're right.
What are you doing?
You do have to have a plan. And calling and talking with Ty is an excellent idea. I highly recommend it because the man knows what he's talking about. He's an experienced automotive transporter. It's an excellent idea. Do not go buy a new truck and trailer without talking to Ty and Jay. That is a fact. I had a buddy that's been in car hauling business for years, and he knew I owned a construction company, and I told him I was retiring. I said, man, I'm going to retire. He said, well, what are you going to do? I said, hell, I don't know, man. Fish. He said, no, man, you need to start hauling cars. So he would pick me up at the interstate every day, and I would ride with him in his car hauler, and I loaded and unloaded and done this and done that for months and months before I bought a truck and a trailer. I already had a commercial driver's license. I got my EIN number. I got my DOT number. I got my MC number. I got all of this stuff before my truck hit the highway. And I already knew Jay because I was watching his show a year before I started driving a truck. But do not go buy a new truck and trailer if you don't have a plan. Ty, you're right about that. You are right about that. But once you have your truck and your trailer and you are ready to make money, you will make more money by paying a dispatcher 10% than you will by sitting on the side of the road looking for loads at where you're headed during your 30-minute mandatory break. That's my point.
Well, so, okay, and you're right. Again, you're right. This is where Sue comes in. Because if you get the guy before, and I'm saying let's have a plan. So let's say you're planning, you don't want to have more than a 3-car hauler and you're on retirement and you're going out, whatever you're doing, or you're just getting in and you only want to get this big. That's fine. How are you going to get to this from here to here? You're going to do it with the load board? Okay, that's where Sue comes in. I'm like, well, Sue, how many can you take on tomorrow? Because Jay and I've got a list of about 100.
I don't want them.
Right. Why don't you want them, Sue?
I wouldn't have enough people first off to be able to do it.
Right.
And I mean, truthfully, you can only handle so many people. I mean, so many drivers per person. We all know that. They take a lot of time. You're on the phone all day. So that's why I kind of limit that as to how many. So
here's another question for you, Stu.
Yeah.
How many customers do you have that are your customers? You don't have to tell me.
I'm also a broker.
Yeah, okay. Whoa, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Because here's the thing, everybody. I don't really honestly know what a dispatcher is. Because we talked to a lady, a wonderful lady today, Jay and I, and she made some incredible points that were all coming around and centered from Central Dispatch. So there are people on Central Dispatch that don't know anything about transporting cars, don't have any authority, don't have any MC, don't have any nothing. But they've got a car and they need it shipped. What are they?
Right.
Those are your customers.
Right, those are called called colleagues.
Knock on that door. Knock on that door, right? Ty, go knock on that door.
Oh, we got a mix mention.
I hate a mix.
Mix.
For one, you call them, you say, what is this mix? I'm like, why even just put it out there? Tell me what it is. Is it trucks? Is it cars? Is it a mix of trucks and cars? Is it snakes? What the hell is it?
Snakes? They get irritated with you.
Yeah.
They're like,
so anyway, I want to get back on topic. Here's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, if we could get everybody to think before they do what Dave's saying, man, talk to somebody. And it doesn't have to be Ty and Jay, but look at what Dave did. He rode around with the same guy for a year, watched YouTube videos for another year.
Still didn't turn out right, did it?
You can't. I got it. Backwards.
You can't think stupid.
Well, and that's exactly.
High stress, and now we got to call Sue. Sue can't do anything because she's already loaded up. Well, who are we going to call? Jay, call Ty and Jay. Jay, I need a dispatcher. I'm going down. Flames.
And that's,
you call me, I'll get you a load.
And that's why anybody who takes this industry seriously says there's enough for all of us. We don't have to be super competitive and paranoid. There's plenty of work for all of us. There is. If we get real. Yeah, if we get real and passionate, there is.
Yeah, Dave, and that's why I get passionate about it. It's just because of where we're at. I mean, it's frustrating. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've tried to help as many guys as I can along the way, and I'm just like, what part of Business 101 did everybody skip that day or month or what happened?
That's the problem. Most of them don't know anything about business. Knowing something about business and car hauling is two different things.
Yeah, well, driving and unloading, unfortunately, becomes the easy part.
Yep.
Which has plenty of pitfalls, too.
Wait, did you answer the question?
What, do I need a dispatcher?
Well, customers. Like, how many customers do you have? How many do you?
She said yes, but she didn't want to be specific, but she does.
Because she's got plenty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's where my customer base is based over 15 years, basically, and they're my customers I've had for years and years and years. I don't pursue them as being a broker, but because I list cars, I'm a bonded broker, just so I don't have any issues. You know what I mean? But most of my customers, I hate to say it, are up in the New Jersey. They ship a lot of cars to the port. So a lot of my loads do not go to my drivers. If they go to my drivers, they take them, they move them. I had a guy move a car from Georgia to Kansas City today. In fact, that was one of my drivers. But a lot of my loads come from probably the drivers dropping off a card, too, a lot of times, handing off my name. Instead of dealing with a different broker, they call me.
And so what we're talking about, Ty, at CTS and Jay, is that if you're really building your car hauling business, you're probably getting customers at the point where you're not just relying on load boards and therefore not just relying on dispatchers. And that's why we get into the conversation of strategy and building a business. But
that will come naturally.
Well,
Yes.
I think he's.
Yes.
I think you're right.
it should. It should.
Yeah.
I mean,
If you're good.
but that is also where we all know we can have faith in things and people and, faith, but we can't just rest on our laurels, right? If we leave it to chance, chance may not give us a break.
No, you have to engage your customers.
Right.
Like I said the last time we had this live video, when you pull into that lot, shake some hands. Find the guy in charge. You always want to find the person in charge. Who said that? That old guy Jerry Clower. Jerry Clower, one of his advices is find the man in charge. And shake his hand and tell him that you're glad that you was able to haul his cars. He's going to respect that. He's going to be like, man, you're all right. Most of these guys just run through my lot and leave. But if you find him and you say, well, I'm up here locked, they'll call you direct. But when they do, though, you better be ready to haul their cars. That's where I run into my problem is they said, hey, Dave, we need these cars from Manhunt. Can you bring them up here? I'm like, man, it's Thursday. I'm taking off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe Monday. I can haul them next Wednesday. They're like, no, we need them now. I can't. I'm not doing that. I've done that for 30-something years.
That's where I think, okay, and see, I don't have a middle. I have a stop and a fast. And I think, okay, if I'm in it, and you're right, what you're saying is right. I tell this to everybody we coach, dude, if you stop and find the guy that runs the place, you'd be shocked how nice these guys are. And they're happy to talk to you and tell you thank you and whatever else. But it's hard for me to see, so I've had a lot of company drivers over the years, and I look at it and I think, how many of those guys got them in a brand new Peterbilt, they're hauling cars, they're happy as a bug in a rug, they call me the next day and they say, hey, can I buy this truck from you? And I'm trying to figure out, to this day, it's the same conversation I have with a guy who already bought a 1-ton and a 3-car trailer. Hey, I want to buy this. Well, what are you going to do with that truck and trailer? I mean, am I going to feed you? Because if I'm going to feed you and you're going to make the truck payment and I'm going to take a cut, have you ran the numbers yet? Well, they know the numbers that they're running while I'm dispatching, while I'm getting the customer base. So, they may not gross 10 grand for that truck in that week if they had it on their own. You know what I mean? And that's where Jay said it a long time ago. You meet the guy at the fuel island flashing $100 bills, it's like everybody sees money, but it's not quite that easy.
I tried to base my salary on between $800 and $1,000 a day is what I wanted to make. If I couldn't make that, I didn't haul it.
That's a good goal.
Yeah.
In fact, I would say not only 1,000 a day is a good goal, but trying to book some $1,000 cars could be a good goal to get those numbers up there.
It's not really that hard with a 3-car. You can't do that. That's the way you look at your car trailers. You new guys, all right. Look at it like this: you have a truck and a 3-car wedge. One of your cars pays your fuel because your truck is going to burn anywhere between 48, 50 to 65 cents a mile, depending on what kind of truck you're running. So with a 4-car, one of your 4 cars pays for your fuel, and the other 3 cars is your salary. With a 3-car, one of them cars pays for your fuel, and 2 of those cars pay for your salary. So if you want to make more money, you need to haul more cars. Get a 4-car or a 6-car, and your profitability will increase. It will double. With a 3-car wedge, you can't shoot your aim real high if you're running a 3-car wedge, because 3 cars only pay so much.
What?
Yeah, that's where we start talking about how far you want to go. And Dave, the other day when we were all on the phone and you were pulling up stuff on Central, I mean, you saw what a guy can find right there. And again, I'm not bashing Central at all or dispatch. I'm just saying that things have changed. I've been doing this for so long. This is all I know.
Yeah, well, you haul for the same people over and over and over again.
Yeah, well, and see, I'm learning stuff. Believe it or not, I mean, Jay's teaching me. So I called him last week after the show, after you and I kind of got into this, got passionate about it. And I said, next day, I'm like, I could not stop thinking about that. And the reason is because there's, something I don't. There's a niche, obviously, for dispatch. I'm blown away by it. I mean, I am blown away. I'm like, wow.
And that's what's really interesting is when we started talking, Ty, is that you didn't talk about dispatch at all, and I was dispatched 24/7, and I'm thinking, how is this possible? So I learned something. It is really interesting.
What did I tell you a couple weeks ago? I said, or last week, I said, I've spent 2 years gently dismantling your dispatch mentality.
Right.
And now I think, what did I just do?
You're right. Why? Oh no.
Oh, dang it.
Well,
come back to dispatch, Jay. We got to market.
And I'll tell you what, because that's another show, is that once we prove, if we prove that we need dispatchers, then the next show is, why is dispatching so crazy?
Because it's so much work involved. And you need a dispatcher until you get established. But here's the dispatcher. Okay, he's looking. All right, Dave's in Birmingham. Let me look. Oh, Central. Oh, here. Hell, it's 4-pack going to Illinois. So, okay, he's got to stop. He calls Dave. He said, Dave, I got 4 going to Illinois paying 67 cents. You want them? Yeah, Jay, I want them. All right, Jay hangs up with me. He calls Central Dispatch or calls the broker and says, hey, you got 4 going to so-and-so. Can you give any more money on them? My driver wants some more money. Him haul back and forth. He says, well, I'll call you right back. Jay gets off the phone. The guy calls right back. Yeah, we can do $20 more a car. Okay, Jay says, all right, hold on. Jay calls me. Hey, got $20 more a car. You want to take it? Yeah, Jay, I want to take it. Jay says, okay, give me the dispatch. Well, Jay waits for the dispatch. It comes in. He gets the dispatch. Jay calls the pickup location, finds out who's in charge, sits on hold, get a call back, whatever. Talks to them. Okay, are we going to pick them up? What's the location? Are they ready? Yada, yada, yada. He gets off there. He calls the drop-off location. Hey, we're bringing 4 cars your way. Where do we need to take them? Who do we need to see? Yeah, it's like 2 hours worth of work to get them 4 cars from here to Illinois. And you got to have somebody doing that.
You're right. Okay, so again, I don't disagree, but we've created that because here's the deal. Sue's a broker. Which I didn't know that, and that makes me feel better. But the way I've always seen it is you've got a carrier. Inside the carrier, you've got your whole sales department. Then you've got your dispatch, and then you've got your drivers, right? So in theory, a dispatcher is, in my brain, is the carrier, and they're dispatching you. You're the carrier. I'm sorry, you're the carrier. The dispatcher would be the broker, I guess. It just seems weird because it's like, where did the snitch come from? Because really, now if you really look at it after the conversation we had today with Candy, or the lady in Florida.
Candy.
Yeah, Candy. We got to talking and it's like, well, now we're going to have to start making rules and regulations for dispatchers. That's what's gonna probably end up happening before we all know it.
Well,
FMSC is gonna step in and say,
right.
If you're a dispatcher,
oh my God.
you need a $10,000 bond.
Well then that'll kill dispatchers.
I wouldn't want brokers dispatching me.
But I want to.
What is it?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I wouldn't want brokers dispatching me.
Dude, here's what. Wait till we talk to Candy, and you'll. Everybody's going to start wetting their pants when they start hearing these stories about the dispatcher. There's some bad stuff going on, and
boy, he hates a dispatcher must have really hurt you one day. I got like a counseling session. We can set you up time to talk.
As long as we go together,
yeah,
I'm okay.
We'll all be there. They're going to lock us all up next to each other.
Yeah, we need to talk.
It's awesome, man.
Let's let Sue talk. I want to know what Sue's thinking.
That's what I was saying. Sue was going to say something.
You mean about being a dispatcher?
Well, you had something you were going to contribute a couple of minutes ago, I lost I lost the thread of the thought.
You mean about when I asked him why he would want to be a broker, be a dispatcher, or something else?
Sure, let's go. Yeah, start with that.
You're not going to get any more money out of them. You're not going to get any more money out of a broker combine dispatcher.
Oh, you mean like you're not going to try to talk me out of more money?
Well,
like if you call and get a load, you ask for more money. Is that what you mean?
Every time Jay got me a load, he always got me more money.
No,
right.
Not every time. I mean, a lot of times, but not every time.
Cars to my drivers unless they're going that route.
Most.
And then I give them the full amount of whatever I've quoted those, and I don't quote these crappy load rates unless I don't want to say what nationality, unless they just refuse to pay what you're supposed to pay. I never put those on my driver.
You're the exception to the rule. Get this right here. We get a call. We're in Alabama. He calls me. He says, "Hey, Dave, I got an Audi at the Audi dealer. They're paying $300. Go to Louisville, Kentucky. I'm going there anyway. Right. I got an extra spot. Hell yeah. Right. I'm whooping there. I tell the dude, I said, yeah, I'm Dave Williams with Clarksville Trucking. I'm here to pick up an Audi. And he says, man, I'm glad you finally come. I says, well, I just they called me today. He said, well, I paid $700 to get this car moved from here to Louisville. I'm like, what? They're only giving me $300, and they want it right now. So that means the broker kept $400, and I'm the bastard doing all the work.
See, I do not, even with my own customers, I do not charge rates like that. I come across it all the time because I do what I do. I do both sides of it, and it pisses me off too when they spend shit for $300.
Yeah,
huh?
we're all.
It's ridiculous that a broker would charge that kind of money.
And here's the problem: is that I've actually, on the record, had a conversation with a broker carrier that just refused to see that, any kind of conscious. It's almost like it's like having empathy is a bad thing. Is somehow like anti-freedom, because we have the freedom to rip each other off. So if you're questioning that, you're somehow being a communist or a snowflake or something. And I just
he didn't even want to split it. He wanted 400, and I get 300.
And I just
you don't know how many times we've caught that stuff and called the broker about it. And it's almost like they laugh at you. There's certain brokers that do that, and you know which ones they are. We won't mention names, but we know who they are. So I don't like to take their loads because I know they're getting usually more than the driver is getting.
Wait, I want to back up.
Not going to know that.
Hang on, I want to back up. Stu, in your company, did I hear you say a minute ago you had dispatchers?
Yes, I do.
Brokers, and that's. Brokers have dispatchers that are but they're dispatching on the broker side, which is interesting. And that's why a lot of people don't know the difference between dispatchers and brokers, because brokers have dispatchers, carriers have dispatchers. Those two things are totally different.
Hey, Jay, why don't you get on your screen there and just Google Wikipedia dispatcher?
What do you want to do that for?
My dispatchers are just for car haulers. The broker side of me is just me.
Okay, right. So when and that's the thing is, right, you're not a giant brokerage, so you're right. I
did this because it helped me along the way. Let's just put it that way. And it helps my drivers along the way.
And as any company grows with customers, you eventually find the need to broker. Right? That's just the nature of
and you
growing.
Can't do it any other way, doing it the legal way. It's not worth messing with unless you do it the right way.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Always be above the board. Always.
It's better.
Then you sleep good at night.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And when a lot of people hear of dispatcher in the public and in the semi-consciousness of the world, dispatchers, the first thing you think of is a 911 dispatcher. or a police
Right.
dispatcher.
Right.
And
Right.
and can one think of a public service entity that didn't have dispatchers? What the heck would you do? Right? Who would help move the information from those that need help to those that can help? Because without a dispatcher, you have a communication breakdown. And that's why, as Dave argues, you've got to have a dispatcher to help move the communication, to help solve problems, to help keep the data rolling. But what gets confused is that's the role of a dispatcher, is to help communication. That has nothing to do with business strategy. Now, they can help with your business strategy once they get to know your business, where you spend time together. But when it comes to business strategy, you can't rely on the dispatcher to solve your business and keep you from bankruptcy.
You need CTS.
You need CTS. That's right.
That's right.
So, and that's why I wanted to choose do I need a dispatcher as our topic for tonight, because maybe it's not a debate of whether I need a dispatcher, but rather a clarification of what we're talking about.
Yeah. And that's where I think, and that's why I really appreciate ATI and what you're doing, because you do offer a good platform to, what are we talking about? And this is what we get all day long, all the time. It's, do I need a dispatcher? What do I do? And I think it just really depends on sitting down. Even, this is what's crazy. You can go to any bookstore, even a library, and get a book, how to start a business. You can sit down. It doesn't matter which one it is. It's pretty much the same fundamental information. Sit down and read the book and decide, what do you want to do? How much you want to do? I think the frustrating thing for us is, or at least for me, is these guys are asking, it's not, do you need a dispatcher? It's, do you want a partner? Because you're going to have a partner, and this partner is probably going to give you several bad days that you think he intentionally gave you on purpose. Is that fair?
That is. You need a partner. I like that.
Well, no. Do you want that partner, though?
Right, exactly.
With any business, the first step of any business is to draw it. That's elementary.
That was good.
Well, you do. You have to.
Say that again. I was too busy.
You have to. No, you have to. Whoever you consult with and however you come up with it, you've got to have strategy.
It's important.
And
this business will eat your lunch, guys. Especially in a 1-ton-3 car. I've been there, Dave. Man, I've done it. I know it. It's rough.
Yeah, just think if you was working with United Road only. You'd be a broke ass by the time you got your first check.
Oh, hey, tell the story, Dave. I saw an email. This is how we'll wrap this up. Dave, tell your story about your email and your invoice, and go ahead and, since you just already mentioned their name, I say hit them where it hurts, because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I'll let you tell the story because you're a much better storyteller.
All right.
And you know all the information.
All right. Then I'll try and be. I wanted you to do it because I knew you could just kind of body slam it, but I'll try to be cool. This company is I think they're considered the largest broker carrier in car hauling, and when their name comes up, it's usually not good. And in fact, I wrote a blog post a couple of years ago when the CarMax contract moved into their purview. And there are many people that lost their ability to work with CarMax as a customer and expediter because of this contract. And, I've booked a lot of cars with that company. And that's a cool thing. But you know what I didn't know? Is how difficult it was for so many car haulers to get paid by that company. The heck? What in the world is going on that it's so hard?
people that will not haul for United Road. I'll say it for you. United Road does not pay you, or would they try every way on planet Earth to not pay you? I'll say it.
They will eventually pay you, though.
Thank you.
But they want you to use this app that does not work. The VTAS app sucks. If you don't have good signal, you can forget using the VTAS app, and they won't pay you unless you use the VTAS app. So I submitted payment for a load, and actually I got the load number wrong, but still I moved this car on the 13th of October, and I still haven't been paid. We are in January.
Oh, what?
So I contacted him. I'm like, where's my money? She says, well, for one, nobody will answer the damn telephone. You got to talk to a MyTel voicemail system. And, of course, I reamed them because when they call me, they expect me to answer the telephone, and I did.
You're like, representative, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Customer
so anyway,
service.
This VTAS app don't work. So I finally got this lady on the phone, and I told her, I said, well, your app sucks. I said, it don't work half the time. She says, well, you need to use the paper. I said, well, if I'm going to download and take 6 pieces of paper with me to every single load, why would I want to use your app? I said that the app just slows you down. I said, if I got to have the paper, fill it out, and then take a picture of it just to get my damn money, why use the app in the first place? Just use the paper. It doesn't make any sense. And that's the part that chaps my butt, is they're requiring me to use an app that doesn't work. And without it, you don't get paid.
You need accounts receivable.
And oh my goodness.
See,
Do you know what it's
I got one.
Do you
looking at it?
I'm going to say it. Do you know what it's like talking to their carrier compliance department?
It sucks.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna say this. I'm doing it. I'm saying this. I actually talked to a United Road agent. Because they have a lot of people that help dispatch cars on their behalf. And I said, oh my God, please don't make me go back to carrier compliance. And he said, I know, I've heard. He said that. And I said, well, you heard right, because it's a nightmare. And I've been interrogated. I'm fine. I've been interrogated by that department, and they refused to help me. And I said, I'm the dispatcher for the driver. Well, you're not the driver. Okay. All right. Okay. You got me. I tried to change my voice, and I was, playing music in the background like the driver usually does, and you caught me. Busted.
Who was you trying to be?
I've never had any problems.
Yeah, right. And thanks a lot, Sue.
Great,
sorry.
Sue. We were on a roll.
Well, hey, and you know what? So here you go.
We never bash anybody.
And here, this is perfect, because now United Road can say, well, 25%'s not bad.
Exactly. Thanks, Sue.
I don't know. I've got certain people I talk to in carrier compliance. I've got certain people I talk to accounting. I've got certain people in dispatch. I'm not saying they answer the phone all the times, but I either get an email back or I get a call back.
Okay, well, you really do have the mojo. Ladies and gentlemen, Murphy Auto Transport is the place. Dude, oh my gosh.
I'll give you names.
No one's ever...
We're going to go ahead and send you all the list of drivers that need a dispatch, okay?
Right now, somebody's going, oh, we just found our new carrier compliance girl. Oh, my.
Yeah, this is a great show tonight, Jay.
Man.
Thanks, man.
Man, this was fun. I'm telling you guys.
It was good.
So here's what we're gonna do. What we're gonna do is we're at that point, I think, where it makes sense, and I think we successfully covered the question of the I just took it. The question of the day: do I need a dispatcher? And the answer is not for business strategy, but to keep your well-oiled business moving. It's definitely gonna help.
Hey, how many likes you got?
I don't know. I can't see. I can't see the likes while I'm in the stream, because I'm watching the live chat page, which doesn't contain likes.
Good night.
You are. I know. I'm getting that.
Peace out.
Exactly. Like, peace out. Well,
Jeff, 27.
Jeff's got to roll out early. Well, here's what we're gonna do. Okay. So I'm over 2 hours, and so next I've got Gary, and Gary is with UCAD. It's a Facebook group, and he's going to talk about how he feels about the proposed April 12th trucking shutdown and other factors about. I know it's a high. This is a highly I tell you what, I think you're going to like what he has to say, but he's not into. Some people want to, like, take to the streets and I don't know.
It ain't gonna
Got a
happen.
lot of passion.
Yeah, Gary's got a lot of passion, and and also
Stick around.
and he's also trying to be very reasonable.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna happen.
He's got some good points. Why don't you stay on
Yeah.
and you guys debate?
Yeah, I don't know. So I'm going to give Gary the floor. So here we're doing. We're going to end this meeting, you guys. But I want to thank each of you for taking
Hey,
the time.
Dave,
Yes, sir.
thanks, man. I got a lot
Oh,
of respect for you. Thank you, really.
Remember, we gotta have that little sit down, you and me. We gotta get you past that.
Live on
I'm
the
coming
show.
your way.
Yeah,
Coming your
live
way.
on the show. That's right. We're going
Thanks,
to keep
guys.
it going. All right, guys. I'll talk to you all
Thanks, guys.
soon. Thank you so much.
Peace.
Okay.
Peace out.
All right.
All right.
Have a good night.
All right, you too. All right. End the meeting for all. And listen, and guys, I want to say this is, I want to thank you guys for sticking around. Okay, I know the picture looks a little weird. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run another ad, and then we're going to get, while I'm doing that, we're going to get Gary in here. So stick around, and I'll be right back. All right, here we go. Hey guys, Jay at Auto Transport Intel here. Listen, you know that if you're a new car hauler, you're looking for insurance. You've got your equipment, it's time to get insurance so that you can begin the process of getting towards hauling cars. So where do you go? What do you do? When you need insurance, who can you talk to? Well, head on over to Pelican Trucking Insurance, and you want to talk to Sam. Now, Sam is a friend of the show, and again, it's Pelican Trucking ins.com, Pelican Trucking Insurance. Go to the webpage, scroll down, you'll find the phone number. There's a phone number, 225-308-9882. You can talk to Sam Farr. Now it's sfarr at lemoineinsurance.com, but he is with Pelican Trucking Insurance, and he wants to answer your questions. He wants to talk to new car haulers. He wants to talk to established car haulers too that are looking for a better rate. If you're unhappy with your insurance rate or you don't have a quote yet and you need a new insurance quote, head on over to Pelican Trucking Insurance, PelicanTruckingINS.com. Ask for Sam Farr. You can send him an email, put in a phone call. And again, you're looking for an insurance agent you can get on the phone, you can talk to, you can get advice from. What kind of a deductible do you need? How much insurance do you need per vehicle? What about automotive liability insurance? It's your liability and your cargo. That's what you need so you can get on the road hauling cars, get set up with the brokers, on the load boards, or if you're talking to a dealership direct, they're going to ask about your insurance. So go ahead, talk to Pelican Trucking Insurance, ask for Sam. I know he wants to talk to you. Again, here's his phone number. I'm going to scroll down on the page, PelicanTruckingINS.com. Call Sam, 225-308-9882. Send him an email, sfarr at lemoineinsurance.com. You can also find him on Facebook and Instagram, and he's waiting for your call. I'm Jay at Auto Transport Intel, and I approve this message. Okay, so, alright, cool. So here's Gary.
Hello.
Hey, Gary, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. I can. Can you hear me?
Awesome. Yeah, no, I hear you well. Thank you. And thanks for hanging on late for me. I really appreciate that.
No problem.
Cool. So, so what we're going to do is, you and I were talking earlier about, we kind of started talking about the shutdown. But before I get to that, tell me more about what your Facebook page, what you created, and what your goal is with that.
UCAD, UCAD, which is the United Coalition of American Drivers. It is, honestly, it is about family helping one another, finding ways that we can all work together. And when I talk about family, I'm not just a brother, or like not a brotherhood or a sisterhood, because brothers and sisters have a tendency to fight. But if you were thinking on the lines of your grandmother or grandfather, you have a tendency to, not be harsh, not trying to, bash them, or, you listen to them. What I'm trying to create is the veteran drivers being able to help other drivers. That I've got friends on the page that have been driving for 48, 50 years plus that have a world of knowledge. The goal is to help everyone, the newbies, the older vets, build this into something where we have a strong voice. I've got some people that's going to be working with us to help us with the website, putting things together, because I envision 250, 350,000 plus people in this, and we use that volume to have fuel card deals for all the owner-operators, lowering their cost on fuel. With 250,000 people, by the end of the year, we could approach an insurance carrier and say, we have 250,000 members in our organization. I'm looking for talented people that have been around this industry and multiple facets of the industry, not just in the trucking industry, in the shipping and receivers. Because if we could get the shippers and the receivers of every driver out there, if they would get the logistics person business card or the transportation manager's business card and write their name on the very back of the card and take a screenshot of it and send it to me, I will get people to work on the phone and see if we can create a direct freight market for all of our owner operators that's in our page, and work with the brokers that are good, work with the people that want to come to the load board. We have a load board that will be up and probably within the next, I'd say 3 to 4 weeks on our page, that for the members of UCAD, we've got it as low as $23 a month for unlimited use. So if you want to book a load 7 days a week, you would be able to do that for your $23, and there's no additional fee, no additional penalties. A place where we can get factoring that's reasonable, that doesn't have any additional fees, no extras. Because I've talked to a bunch of these companies, I've been offered 1.5% to 2.5%, but then they would charge $4 here, $5 here, $10 here. If you happen to need to get a comp check or an EFS check for paying for your lumper, they want to charge you $10 or $5. Well, factor that in to your the fee, if it's 1.5% or 2.5%, whatever they tell you, and then they use what they call basically is a back door, because they tell you it's non-recourse, but then if the broker defaults for some reason or the shipper defaults, they want you to pay it back. Well, that's not non-recourse. And I have a true, basically non-recourse. If somebody screws up and unless they overpay you, and that's happened to us one time, that they accidentally overpaid us on a deal, and they caught it. We didn't catch it; they caught it. They contacted me and told us that what happened, and I went back and we researched it, and we said, "Oh yeah, well they took it out of the next thing." But we have a company that's willing to give us non-recourse without any additional penalties or fee. So if a person needed, and they had a load, and they needed a $500 or $600 advancement to get fuel, it's not going to cost you $10 or $12 like most of these people charge. It's not going to cost you. So what we're trying to do is put together a coalition of drivers of independent owner operators, of lease purchase drivers, because we have a leasing company that we're talking to be able to get good leasing where they can get a lease and buy a truck, but they're not leased on to basically to a company, so they could take that truck anywhere they wanted to and not be penalized. We've got people that have trucks that are going to be for sale. We've got bankers that are willing to talk to us that we'll be able to look at financing. What I'm trying to eventually do is find a one-stop shop, education, entertainment, fun, knowledgeable, where everybody could come, and we basically, instead of most of these people trying to make a lot of money off of the owner operators, I want to do it where we're making pennies on the dollar. And like fuel cards, for example, I had somebody approach me, was wanting to give me 3 cents off a gallon of us for profit for us, and then have it like at 15 cents, 15 cents off a gallon. I said I would prefer that we give it to the owner operators and we get a high percent. And what we're going to do with the money that we make from UCAD, that money goes into basically into a checking and savings account. When we get ready to spend any money, we put it out on our page. Here is what we would like to do, and we'll do a poll. And if 51% of the people agree with it, we will do that and spend that money. But like one of the key factors I would like to do is be able to get about 10 or 12 really good qualified people that could be able to sit down at a table with FMCSA, with DOT, or have 2 or 3 that are capable of going with me when we sit down and have a congressional meeting with Congress and senators, and that we could present a solution, and we work collectively together with other organizations and groups and try to figure out the safety aspect. There's a couple of good groups that have already started working on a few things, but we eliminate the bashing and the trashing of other groups. We basically build a solid organizational structure with knowledgeable people from other groups that are coming into UCAD, and we build exactly what it sounds like it is. UCAD, United Coalition of American Drivers, and we help each other. And if, let's say, somebody had a wreck and they were hurt really, really bad, and the unemployment kind of drifted away, and they were fixing to have their power turned off, or something like that. If UCAD is being profitable, then UCAD can contribute to paying that person's light bill. We get it really profitable. And if somebody's engine breaks down, we have like a savings account for all of us. Let's say somebody has a breakdown and it's a $10,000 or $15,000 cost. If they don't have the money, they would basically have our attorney would draw it up. Our UCAD attorney would draw something up. We would pay their expense to get their truck back, back on the road. We would have some type of guarantee that that money would be put back into UCAD with a small, very, very reasonable, small interest rate. It'd be lower than what they could probably get at a bank, but to be able to help our fellow brothers and sisters out, we create something that, for everybody, we do things to help each other, because we got to realize we have a big elephant, which is ATA. We've got to be willing to talk to them. My great-grandparents told me a long time ago that, you keep your enemies really, really close to you, and you keep your friends close, but you keep your enemies much, much closer, because you know what they're doing. A lot of people don't want to talk to ATA. They feel that ATA is ATA's got some things that basically that could help. They got a lot of things that are hurting us, but we find a mutual agreement where we can work with anybody and everybody. But mainly we promote safety. We promote the use of the CB radio. People don't think that's an important tool anymore with phones. But you can't get on the phone if you're going down. Like 2 years ago, there in Cheyenne, coming off right before you get into Cheyenne, you're coming off from Sherman Mountain, and just past Sherman Mountain, there's a kind of a downward slope. If people would have had a CB radio, they would have seen that was where they had that 80-plus pileup of trucks. If people would have been able to see that, or not seen it, but being able to had a radio in their truck, they could have learned that there was an accident. They were coming down that hill, and the conditions were, pretty bad, but you could still run 40, 45 until you got to the top of the hill. And as soon as you started over top of that hill, it was ice. Well, people didn't know that.
Oh man!
If they'd had their CB radio and had a CB radio in their truck, turned the squelch down, maybe they could have heard somebody doing it. And you see somebody out waving, and all of a sudden you're 45, 50 mile an hour, and then you get that hill, and you're loaded. It's just like an automatic slide, and they were sliding into one another. There was cars and vans. We have to police our own self. If we see stupid stuff, we need to be able to go up and talk to these people and say, "Hey, listen, this is why we don't have parking." I mean, I had a friend today on the post that he posted up that he had to pick up. He went and seen somebody throw something out, and he went and put his gloves on. It was a bag of feces in a bag.
Wow!
They just stood out the truck window, and you wonder why we can't park at places. I mean, if you go to most any truck stop and you look at a back row, it's pathetic. I mean, it's nasty. If we could put something together where, if we were off on our reset and we had a bunch of people together, for 3 or 4 hours collectively together cleaning it up. This is, these truck stops are basically where we live at sometimes on, for a 34-hour reset if we can't get home. And then work with people and say, why, are you that lazy that you can't walk, 40 yards, 50 feet, whatever it may be, to a trash can because there's trash cans all over? Why do you want to throw, your cups or, your, and I hate saying this on the radio, but, your bottles of where you take a piss. People do this. And then people wonder why we're having to pay for parking. And people are bitching why we're paying for parking. Who wants to go clean that bottle up and pick those bottles up and pick up people's, pieces, in a bag? And some of them don't even use a bag. Some of them have got on their catwalk and just plopped it right there, in between their catwalk and plopped it on the ground. Somebody has to clean that stuff up.
Wow, man. That's a universal issue.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not the foreigners. It's everybody, that's doing things. We have to police our own self. We have to try to figure out how we can come with unity. I know that I've made some people mad because I won't promote the shutdown. I don't feel that unless we got 1 million people. If we got 1 million trucks that were willing to shut down and turn your keys off and go to the state capitol, go to your local congressman, but I don't feel that we've done that. Personally, I think we need to go to the state capitol, turn your keys off on April the 12th, turn the keys off, go to your state capitol, take your truck, go to the state capitol if you can, and go talk to your state legislators. Because if we get the states involved and they understand, that what's going on, and if that don't work, then you take one state and you don't buy nothing in that state. You don't buy no fuel. You don't stop at no truck stops. You do not in one state. You take one state at a time. Or if you really seriously want to get everybody's attention, you got in Washington, D.C., you got nothing but congressmen and senators live there. You boycott anything anywhere near Washington, D.C., and I guarantee you in 30 days, you don't take toilet paper, you don't take food, you don't take nothing to Washington, D.C., period. You boycott Washington, D.C.,
and that's your
somebody's gonna start asking why, what's going on.
And that's the thing is that, and like Mark at Trucking Answers, he's chiming in, and I think he knows what you know is that it more than likely it's probably not going to work out the way one would hope. But I agree with you that if you're going to try to make a stand, well, DC's the spot.
Yeah,
and that's why all marches go to DC. I mean.
Yeah, I've been to DC and been to DC.
I've been there too. I know it. Yeah.
And she said that. I mean, how much did you say you figured it cost us last year going to DC? The revenue we lost.
Right.
Lots and lots of revenue. I mean, multiple times, and FMCSA basically they pretty much lied to us. We had 5 people going to in black and blue. I was in black and blue. I went and knocked on a bunch of congressmen's doors and senators' doors up there. And, we turned a bunch of them. And then we lost a bunch of them because we had drivers and owner-operators and company drivers, instead of being respectful, where we had these congressmen flip their side, they called them and were cussing them out and calling them all kinds of stuff and what kind of, POS would vote for an E-log. And the sad thing about it is we brought this all on ourselves. We thought that this was a joke and it was going to go away. Well, it did.
No, I've been, that's actually near the beginning. When I first was going live a year and a half ago, man, I knew right away that the implementation of ELD was a problem. I realize you can't get mad at a device. It's the hours of service rules that need reform, not the device. I get it. But
that's what's got to be changed. It's got to have flexibility for all of us.
But that's the thing is, no matter if you want to call it the ELD or the HOS, the FMCSA doesn't seem interested. I just saw an article where they think there's already too many exemptions. Well,
they do.
That's hilarious because there's clearly not enough flexibility. So now there's the listening campaigns, and I know that ELD or Me, I believe it has a meeting. In fact, I had a graphic where they had a meeting today.
Yes, they did.
They had a meeting today. Yeah, and I mean, will anything be accomplished? I mean, I don't know. Do I have a lot?
I don't think they're listening to it. I don't think, honestly, they're really, truly listening.
Right.
They're listening, but I don't think they're. I mean, yes, they're listening, but I don't think they're really listening because if they know there's a problem, what we have to do is if we could figure out, and it's going to take a little money, if people would put up, $2 or $3, if we all just put up $2 or $3, and we got an analysis. And we had somebody do a deep analysis that was third party because they keep hollering safety, safety, safety. From 2017 to 2018, and then from 18 to 19, when this was implemented and went into effect December 18th last year, why is it that the death rate in the trucking and the accidents has went up? It's either 43.3 or 44.3, one of the two. It's went up to 44. It's jumped. They were saying it was going to save 26 lives a year. That's a crock of BS.
Well,
you have safety groups that are promoting it and pushing and pushing and pushing.
Right.
Because they got lobbyists.
Well, and that's right. And it comes down to lobbyists. And unfortunately, it seems like we really do continue to get tricked over and over again. As far as lobbyist groups can push through anything. Look how long cigarette manufacturing got away with it too. I mean, and the thing is that in the name of safety, I'm starting to realize it's really in the name of AI, digitization, and autonomous vehicles. That's what this is really all about.
That's exactly what it's all about, because what the 14 billionaires, and if you go and look, every major carrier their head of their organization is on ATA's board, and they're all billionaires. They want to basically imprison, and that's exactly what it is. They want to imprison you in a truck for 25 cents a mile, and they want this autonomous, and, you know, they want you there just to be able to back it up, because it may not be able to back up, you know. Well, my question is, you know, I've got a 1-year-old granddaughter now, my only grandchild. It scares the shit out of me when my daughter's driving and her in the car or my wife in the car, because so many of these people, this new breed of drivers, they got earbuds in both ears, they've got flip flops, and they got their foot up on the dash.
Wow.
3 weeks in a school or 4 weeks in a school. I mean, people are going to get raised hell with this, but here's my thinking, and I'm the type of person that, you know, I don't really care what people think about me. I'm gonna say what I want to say. I always have. Don't care what people think. But my thinking is, it should be a third-party, state-funded school that the companies, if they want a good quality driver, they sponsor somebody that's going to a school for 6 months. They are in a truck with a certified trainer that's got 5+ years in all type of weather. When they come out of that school, they go into a truck. They're wanting to pay them 10 or 20 cents a mile, maybe pay them 35 cents a mile or 30 cents a mile. You put them in a truck with somebody for 6 additional months that has 5 years of training. And depending on how much that person really catches on, if they, after their 6 months from a third-party state-sponsored school, if it takes them 8 months, 7 months, 9 months, if that trainer and that trainer alone, not somebody else, not the company, if that trainer feels that guy in 9 months, 7 months, 10 months, a year, if he feels comfortable handing that guy a set of keys and not being, and I'm talking about the trainer not being in the bunk. I'm talking about the trainer being up in the jump seat, watching what a new driver's doing. Then you hand him a set of keys after 1 year. We're getting, you know, there's too many people getting killed because people are they're not paying attention. You know, you got people that will not go out and spend $100 to $200 on a headset. They want to hold a phone into their ear and trying to drive and trying to shift gears. Well, they're going to automatics because they can't get it. They're running it because, and they still should be able to know how to drive a 10-speed, at least a 10-speed, and not have an automatic. I mean, it blows my mind. Yes, an automatic is fairly good for you as you get older. It works real good on your knees, but you still must know how to drive a 10-speed regardless of anything else. And it's just, they're running this industry. They're bringing in Somalians. I don't have a thing against a foreigner at all, but you teach them and you make sure that they can read a sign and basically in a road atlas. I guarantee you, if you give most drivers that in the last 15 years that have got into this industry, if you were to hand them an atlas and tell them to plan a route, they'd look at you like, huh? They rely on the GPS. GPS is great, but how many times have we heard stories where people have been followed the GPS and it's took them off on this road right here, and you know, and then they couldn't get out or they got lost.
So,
like the guy over in Oregon got lost in the woods.
Yeah, that was an interesting story. Yeah, and that's a real story. Here's a question. So UCAT has over 5,000 members on Facebook right now, right?
Yes.
What now? And what when people join, what are those members? What are they looking for from UCAT? Do you know?
Basically, what most of them, because we put a poll out, most of them like the fact that we provide a lot of education. Most of them like the fact that we don't have no BS. We don't have we don't have any bashing. My wife, and the 14, 15, how many monitors and administrators we got in there now? 16, and people say, God, that's too many. We can't all be on it at the same time. I've selected people that, you know, that I really trust that have run other pages. We don't have bashing. They know that what I want people to be able to come on without fear of being bashed or being made a fool of. And just like I've told people all the time, no question is foolish. It's the foolishness that when people don't ask a question for fear,
I agree,
that they're going to be bashed.
Yeah, no, and I agree with that. Are you gonna be at the Mid America Truck Show?
Yes, we've got. That's our goal, is to be there. I have a sponsor. He's our load board. We're gonna have a load board. It's only gonna run $23 a month for unlimited, for a single truck, unlimited access to the loads. Some are direct shippers and bypasses the brokers, but a single truck is just $23 a month, unlimited use for the entire month, no additional penalties or factor with whoever you want to factor with. You don't have to factor with us, but if you're a UCAD member, it's $23 a month.
And
if you're not a UCAD member, it's like $35 or something like that.
And I want to say this is that, and now that's a freight load board. One of the things here is that even though this is Auto Transport Intel, I reach across the aisle. You're in the freight world, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And I want to start reaching across all avenues.
Exactly.
I want to bring in the auto haulers, because if we can get, and this is a huge dream, if we can get within 2 years to 1 million drivers, do you know what kind of power we could have if I went to Pilot, Flying J, TA, and Petro and said, I have 1 million members. Here it is. Go look. Go watch it for a week or two. We have 1 million members. What kind of discount are you willing to give 1 million of us? Now, I know your thought is you probably got a bunch of them. Yes, you do, with different aspects. But if we were buying 1 million gallons, basically, or if we're buying 1 million gallons of fuel with our 1 million members, if we're buying 1 million gallons of fuel from you a day, tell me what kind of discounts you're willing to give us. And if I turn around and do the same thing with an insurance agency and said, I've got 1 million drivers, I want a liability policy, I want a cargo insurance, we have 1 million members, tell me what kind of deal you're going to put together. And then you could do that across the board. You could go to the insurance industry and say, I need health insurance and life insurance and disability insurance. Go look and come on and see. I want to invite business people to our page, not just truckers.
That's right.
I want to invite those business people.
That's right.
I want to reach across all aisles. I want the heavy haulers. I want the car haulers. I want to put together something. I want to build a team of across the board, and it's not about me. And I've told many people, just because I've got a marketing degree, I want to drive a truck. I want something that we can physically do together. Us.
And I was going to.
That's why our website is www.ucad.us. Us. Not the United States. It's ucad.us. Us. This is all about us. Every single person that sets their rear end in a truck, whether you're an owner-operator, whether you're a company driver, or whether you haul cars, whether you haul specialty equipment to whatever it may be, whether you're an event hauler, or whether you're a produce hauler, or whether you're a dry van hauler, or whether you haul frozen goods, all avenues, but get those city managers and get them in our page so they can learn, because they don't know. Get these congressmen and senators to come to UCAD. Just like I told them, you can make up a different page. I don't want people, because if people come in, just like UCAD right now, we have a senator. We've got one senator in there, and we got one congressman in there. They have told me They've learned more in 2 or 3 weeks than they have with all the people in the lobbies coming to them because they feel that what they're getting from the lobbyists is BS. They're watching and listening, and they say, we're learning a lot. I mean, it's amazing. And that's what I want to try to put together is a team that we can teach everybody. Because I personally feel if I knew everything, it's time for me to hang my keys up.
Well, you know, and I want to, as you continue to grow and build, I can help you. If you've got people that want to get their message out, I mean, that's what Auto Transport Intel is all about, is an open forum for learning and letting others in trucking share information.
Exactly. Because there's not a resource literally where you could go that's not going to be basically biased. I'm not going to be biased. The people that we bring on, I want everybody to be able to put, just like I put up a post the other day. I've had it for a long, long time about a tire, and there's numbers on a tire, and I put a thing up and we circled it what that was about. You would be surprised at how many people said, "Oh my God, I've been driving a truck 20 years and I didn't know that." But it tells you that basically when that tire was made, and the year the tire was made on the tire. And if you don't know what it is, and you just look at that, you know, you're not going to pay any attention to it. You shouldn't basically have a cap on a tire that's over 6 years old. And you'd be surprised at how many people out here, they recap them
for that,
because over and over. And you've got casings that are on a truck right now that are 10, 12 years old.
Wow.
And people don't know it. And they're talking about safety. That's not safe.
You know, I actually heard of a good in terms in the car hauling industry. It was a remarketing company was teaching, having live demonstrations to customers, to individuals, of how to recognize vehicles that really had too much water damage, but through the reconditioning process that was trying, you know, it was an attempt, someone had attempted to cover up the fact that this vehicle wasn't something you wanted to purchase. I thought that was really cool.
One of them flooded cars, because
it was after Harvey. Yeah, it was after Harvey.
They dumped, what was it, over a million cars on the market that were flooded. And then if you're a good detail shop, I used to do that years ago when I was a teenager, you know, because it was an easy way to make $100, $125, you know, per car. And you could knock out, you know, 2 cars, 3 cars a day. If you detailed them right and you had somebody buffing and polishing and vacuuming and shampooing, you could take an old car. I mean, my grandfather, and a real good friend of mine, he's 88-year-old right now, and he still is in the car business. They used to, years and years ago, you know, they'd go buy cars from the Avis and stuff like that, and then they bring them back. And of course, he got caught doing it.
Brother.
They cleaned the cars up. Matter of fact, my hometown, they made 60 Minutes. They were famous. There was several people that, you know, blew their brains out over it because their livelihood was turned upside down. But you know, it just like I've told my grandfather never did it, but my 88-year-old friend, he made a killing, and his son is a car dealer. He went to prison. He's not allowed to sell, have a car dealership in his name. But he made a fortune. He went and did his time. But guess what he's doing? Guess what he's doing to this day? He's selling cars, but it's his son's car lot. But they're not doing what they used to do. I mean, I used to sit there and watch them. They'd go into a person's dash, 35, 45 minutes. They'd get a car that had 65,000 miles on it, clean as a whistle. They'd go in and get that car, clean it up real good. They'd take that car for 65,000 miles. They'd 25, 30 minutes. They'd fix the tumbler on the thing, snap it back together, and put it into the car. And that car looked like it had 26,000 miles on the car. Well, you take a car with 26,000 miles versus a car with 60 or 80,000 miles. You just put an extra $2,000 or $3,000 of value to a car.
Yeah, it's stealing.
It's stealing.
Yeah.
And that's what I told them.
Fraud.
And that's one of the reasons I got out of the car business, because I just told them I cannot. I want to treat people. I want to treat people the way I would if it was on the opposite side, how they would treat me, how I would treat my grandmother, and how I would treat my grandfather, or my mother or my father. And that's what I've been building with UCAD, and it's catching on. There's people, and I do polls all the time, and I ask people to come that's a member to, what would you like to see us do?
Well, I want to,
just like you, I'd like to ask you, because you're a member of UCAD too.
Right.
What would you like to see UCAD do?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm glad you asked me that, because I want to go back to the shutdown for a second. And
Okay.
in fact, I want to talk about the shutdown, and that's where I want to leave this, because the shutdown is in effect, in my mind, this is because, like we were talking about with ELD and HOS, it comes back, it's a reflection of the FMCSA. It's a reflection of other things too, like rates and other problems that are really much bigger problems. I mean, we, as a dispatcher working with carriers and talking to brokers, the concern and debate over rates will take us into the event horizon. I mean, that's going to be ongoing for a really, really long time. But an isolated problem that we can actually look at and say, we got a problem, is the FMCSA and hours of service regulations. What do we do? What are the options? To shut them down on April 12th? The FMCSA is a political faction, right? It's a part of the government, which makes it a faction because it's literally at the whim of money, power, and politics.
It's ICC. It's basically ICC that got caught with their hands in the cookie jar. FMCSA is the same thing. FMCSA is powerless. They cannot do nothing. Period. They are basically a regulator from Congress, and that's all they are. It takes them forever to change. What the shutdown, what all the guys are wanting to do, the only reason I haven't promoted it, and I wanted to get clarity, and I told everybody, I've had a bunch of people get mad at me because I've not promoted it. Because what I was hearing, because on my personal page, if you go look at my personal page, I've got 5,000 drivers additional on my personal page that are not in my group.
Right. Well, and you were talking about that's what I want you to keep talking about. I mean, because you don't agree. So you say for the shutdown, April 12th, you say no, don't do it, right?
I say if you're going to shut down, you go to a state legislator, you turn the keys off, or stay at home. You don't go out here and pull somebody's fifth wheel and pull that out. You don't cut somebody's tire. You do not put a needle in somebody's airline. How would you feel if somebody done you that way? I mean, I've heard people say, let's just, we'll run out of our hours and we turn the key off if it's in the middle of the highway. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That could be your mother. That could be your grandmother or your grandchild or your wife, and they not see that truck, especially if it's been shut down. And then if you park it in the middle of an interstate, you're going to get it towed. If you park it under a load, your ass is going to be in a shitload of trouble because that broker is going to raise pure hell. That buyer's going to raise hell. And people, I bet you, I bet you a week's salary of my money that 60% of this industry that are owner-operators cannot shut down for 1 week because they don't, with the insurance as high as it is, the insurance is just, it's skyrocketed. Why? You've got 14 billionaires that think they can control, and this is all about control. They want to control this entire freight market of the U.S. Because if you can control the U.S. freight, you can control the whole world freight. They want total domination, total control of the freight industry, which controls the whole economy of everywhere.
Well, let me ask you this. What's your understanding of what Black Smoke Matters is and wants?
Most of the people are my friends. I've been to Washington with them. I respect them. I asked for clarity. I heard today, or in the last couple of days, that they're saying they're not advocating. They're not going to tell people not to do it, which I'm telling you, don't do it. Don't shut your trucks off in the middle of a road. Don't shut your trucks off on a highway or on a state highway, on a county road. Don't turn your trucks off. If you're going to do something and you want to really truly do something, but you can't afford, we're fixing to come out with. I'm not going to say right now. I mean, I want to get the poster done. We're going to do something as our group all the way up until the 12th of April. And just like I look at it for me on my personal side, and people have asked personally, my wife doesn't really want us to shut down. Why? We've had a truck and trailer down for over 17 weeks. Financially, I'm in the point right now that because that truck and trailer not making no money and operating just one truck, and then having over $60,000 basically we've had put into repairs on that truck, I'm at a point right now that I can't afford to shut down except for my 34 hours to do my 34-hour reset. April may be a whole different matter by the time April comes around. But if you ask me right now today, is Gary going to be able to shut down? I got to be honest. I don't know.
All right, so let me ask you this. Who is it that can help first? Is it the FMCSA? Is it individual congressmen? I mean, who can you talk to? You say that the FMCSA, they don't actually listen or can't actually do anything. Who would you talk to?
Well, I've already talked to my congressman. My congressman is on board. Congressman Graves, he is on board with some type of resolution for hours of service.
What about how about Representative Babin? Does nobody listen to him? Because he seems to be a vocal advocate for drivers down in Texas.
He is. He was a truck driver.
Okay, that makes sense.
He came up with this extra 3 hours. One of the smartest things that we need to go back to the old rule where you can split the sleeper berths. You go back to the old rule. Now, a couple of my friends that are at USDA, which is the United States Transportation Alliance, they've come up with a 14, 8, and 2. Now, you have 14 hours that you can drive or whatever you physically need to do. You split the two. You can basically split your 8 hours into 4 hours and stop your clock. And then you have 2 hours that you can, whatever you need to do. Because I don't know many people that can sleep 10 hours. But I do know from all the meetings that I attended, right, FMCSA, they want the 24-hour clock. And they're not going to go away from it. Unfortunately, and I'm going to piss off a bunch of people right now, that ELD, unless we can come up with four unconstitutional variety reasons why that the ELD is unconstitutional, it's here to stay.
Oh, it is here to stay. Yeah, no, the ELD is not leaving. It's here.
No, I don't. It's here to stay.
A lot of people have worked very hard for many years. This, ELD legislation isn't recent. It's old.
No, it's old.
Oh,
it's been around a long time, and it's designed for control.
That is correct.
It should be a personal choice. I understand why an ELD is valuable.
Right.
If I had 100,000 trucks, I would want every truck to have an ELD because how would I know where my trucks are?
That's right. It's a management tool.
It's a management tool. Now, it needs the flexibility of the hours of service, which is the whole. And you cannot. This industry is too. There's no one size fit all.
That's right, and that's the problem. I agree with you.
They're not going to bend. They're not going to bend.
And everybody wants. Everybody really wants, small, medium, and large. And they assumed that trucking can fit in small, medium, large. I love what you just said. In this industry, there is no one size. There's not even 10 sizes fits all.
No.
It's trucking.
And it's exactly. And you've got people that are safety advocates, which they say they're safety. If they were truly safety, and they looked at the data, and that's why I said if I could get people to do $3 a month, we take that money and we get us a third-party, independent, top-notch analysis group, and we do a complete deep study of the safety with an analysis. And then we take somebody, 4 or 5 of us, 6 of us, 8 of us, and go talk to Congressman and says, here.
And here's
third-party experts. Here's the analysis on your safety data.
And here's, with what I've seen in the law and experts, you can find an expert to argue any converse of any argument. So the problem is you can manipulate data any way you want.
Exactly. But that's why I say it needs to be a third party, not somebody it has to be completely unbiased, and where they can physically do everything they needed to do.
Man, it'd be like trying to unweld 2 plates welded together. You're gonna try to unweld that. I mean, this is wow. But I agree. It's like, what do you do? Just give up, right? I mean, I guess I get hope that the FMCSA says it's listening, but I'm with you. I don't think they're actually listening. I don't actually believe it. And I also don't agree that parking.
Jump off here for a second.
Yeah.
I've got a cop on my butt.
And we're actually. Oh, you do? Yeah. Stop. Yeah. Stop talking.
So I will get back with you.
Well, and I tell you what, this is the end of our show. So I'm going to let you go. Have a safe evening. Thanks for joining me, and I'll talk to you later. That's interesting. What an interesting way to end a great interview. And what we'll need to do is at some point continue a conversation with Gary. You know, I knew it was a fascinating show with the dispatch panel, but talking about the larger issues and concerns in this industry in general is really something else. I don't know what we do, but I know that I want to be a part of the conversation to help figure out what we can do. And I'm a resource. I see this show as a resource for the trucking industry in general. And that's one of the reasons why, overall, I have reached across the aisle and I've made friends with Mark at Trucking Answers, with Anthony at Shaggy's Consulting and Training. And I continue to watch freight hauling YouTubers and check out the Facebook pages, try to learn more about the freight load boards, because at these sister industries, there's there's a lot of overlap, especially when it comes to the legal side with the FMCSA, DOT, and regulations and enforcement. So, yeah, so, I will end with this. I will say this, that, as I like to say, whether you're a car shipping customer, a car carrier, car hauling dispatcher, auto transport broker, auto transport lead generator, whether you work in insurance, financial lending, equipment manufacturing, or another tertiary third-party service provider, vendor in auto transport, or if you are involved in trucking in general and you want to come on to the show, to Auto Transport Intel, and join a panel discussion or just have a one-on-one interview, you are invited. If that interests you, I want you to send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. I work on this show every day. I update Facebook every day. I'm going to be working on tonight's video in the morning and try to have the upload finished by noon on Wednesday. That's my goal. On every Wednesday, have it fully uploaded, description finished, SEO, tags, title, all that stuff. Because I work really hard. I'm filling, as you may have noticed, I am filling YouTube with videos. So if you search car hauling, auto transport, booking cars, load boards, central dispatch, you are finding a lot of Auto Transport Intel videos. And now it's starting to happen within trucking and just overall in that whole ecosystem and business. So if you got something to let me know, send me an email, whether it's a meme or a friend or a partner, service provider, or maybe it's yourself. Please send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. And please remember to subscribe, like, share, comment, tell your friends, talk about it at truck stops. Next time you see somebody waving $100 bills at a truck stop, let them know. You should watch Auto Transport Intel because he's talking about you. So, listen, man, I want to thank everybody once again for tuning in on a Tuesday night, staying with me. People are still here, and I really appreciate it. This was another great show. This was show number 67. Next week, we're going to talk to Candy at Jacksport. And then the week after that, in 2 weeks from tonight, I'm going to be live in Massachusetts with Serge the Car Hauler. So I hope you guys are able to tune in for that. Otherwise, I'm starting up the Car Hauler. I'm going to call it a night. And I've really had another great time. Just, man, another great Tuesday night. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thanks for your support. I'll be in touch with you soon, and I look forward to talking to you. And here comes the Car Hauler. You guys, you take care.